Okay, that should be better. I am sincerely sorry about that. I guess I forgot to set the audio correctly. Oops, whatever. We'll restart from the top. So, hey everyone, it's 112, and welcome back to a brand new live stream. Today is a very special day because we are going to be starting our 11th Let's Play series. And what better way and what better game to have for Let's Play number 11 than Mega Man 11, the newest game in the Mega Man franchise, and easily one of the most important games to me personally. I absolutely love this game, and fun fact actually, we're playing it very close to its anniversary. This game originally came out on October 2nd, 2018, so we're pretty much as close as we can get to the anniversary without, playing on a different day other than Wednesday at the moment. But yeah, we are going to start Let's Playing Mega Man 11, and we're not just going to play it once. Oh no, we're getting all 50 achievements, which, as you can tell, is not an easy task. There are definitely some challenging platforming challenges ahead, but I'm really looking forward to this. I love this game to pieces, and it's high time that we kick things into double gear and start it off. Welcome everyone, Wolf Ninja, Mload, Matt Big Fat. Thank you all so much for stopping by. I'm gonna boot up Mega Man 11 right now and hopefully get the capture working. And after that, it's sailing on. Let's go. All right, here we go. All right, window's a little bit big. All right, let me see. Oh, yeah, the window's a little bit big, but I'll see if I can adjust that. All right, hang on a sec. Let's see. Game capture.
I strongly believe Albert's research must stop.
Light. We can't build the
There we go.
future on your empty optimism.
Say what you will.
All right, don't worry, guys. You barely missed anything.
Please listen.
No,
Right.
you listen to this.
Oh, actually,
In turn, you've ignorantly blocked my research.
Mr. Wiley,
Alright.
control yourself.
so here's the intro cutscene. You guys didn't miss much, honestly. Don't worry. You basically all Light said was, "Albert, I strongly believe your research must stop," and then the rest of this.
Thomas Light's research into robots with independent thought.
Yep.
Thank you, everyone.
Why are you fools so blind?
Oof.
One day, Light. One day the world will know I was right all along.
One day the world will know. Bad memories make the worst dreams.
A genius of my caliber needs sleep to keep his brain.
Yes, it is. Welcome, oh god, Coco 15.
That research from my youth. Yes.
Now I'll show you, Light. Here we go. All right, hang on. Introducing Mega Man 11. All right, first off, let me just get some settings going up real quick. Just need to, let's see, PC settings, here we go. So I can increase the... Oh no, wait, hold on. Let me just see if I can change the PC settings real quick. Windowed, borderless. I just want to decrease the... Okay, I definitely want to turn VSync off, because usually that makes the stream run less well. Let's see. Nope, that didn't do the job. Let's see. Man loves his skulls, indeed. No, Light. No, Wiley. Robots with independent thought is a bad idea. Also, Light. Proceeds to work on X. Well, no, that's not what Light was arguing. Light was arguing that we shouldn't make the double gear system, which is what we'll learn about very, very soon, because it will overclock robots and make things worse. All right, windowed, yes. Okay, that's better. Nope, that's not good. Nope. Okay, so I can't change the window, that's fine. In that case, I need to grab my phone because I cannot see the chat at the moment. I don't think I can, okay. It's no big deal. I'll just have to read chat in a different manner than normal because I can't see it like this. But like I said, that's not a problem. Okay, here we go. Alright. So here we go. This is Mega Man 11, also known as Rockman 11 Gears of Fate in Japan. This released in 2018, and let's start up a brand new game. So as you can see, we have 4 difficulty levels. We have Newcomer, which is for those who have never played a Mega Man game before. We have Casual, which is for those who like Mega Man but haven't played in a while. We have Normal, which is basically on par with like the NES difficulty. And then we have Superhero, which is the ultra difficult hard mode of the game. I love all of these. However, I strongly recommend that people who have never played a Mega Man game start with Casual, because even though Newcomer is cool, it also gives you infinite lives and it makes the game a little too easy in my opinion. It's really, if you want to breeze through the game, Casual is really the better representation of like an easy Mega Man game. And then for those who who are Mega Man veterans, Normal, and then of course Superhero. But anyways, we're gonna start with Normal. Here we go. The year is 20XX. At the laboratory of Thomas Light, father of modern robot society, many hardworking robots have arrived for their annual maintenance checkup.
All systems nominal. You're in great shape, Blockman.
All thanks to you, Doc. You built me rock solid. Well, I can hear the construction yard calling. Block out.
Good luck out there. Roll, how many checkups are left?
Let's see. We just finished with Blockman. That leaves Torchman, Acid Man, Impact Man, Bounce Man, Fuse Man, Tundra Man, and Blast Man.
That's 8 total.
Time to go.
Oh, brother, there's no end to them.
No, there isn't, Otto.
How about giving your favorite assistant a break?
I don't need a break, Otto.
Oh, get wrecked, Otto.
You sure do complain a lot. Now let's crank it up a gear.
Oh, I ain't a machine.
You are.
But still.
Mr. Torchman, please proceed to the... Oh, earthquake!
Uh-oh. What?
What on earth? Roll, Otto.
Oh, that UFO sounds familiar. It's Dr. Wiley.
Good to see you again, Light.
Wiley.
Doctor, what's going on? Stand back, everyone. I'll handle this.
Mega Man.
This is no time for your heroics. I've simply come to give Dr. Light a message.
Oh, what kind of message?
Then kindly be quick about it.
Yeah.
Of course. You see, I recalled some old research. The very invention you so coldly crushed when we were students together. Or has your memory failed you?
Ooh.
Our university days. A device.
Otto cowering in
It
fear.
can't be.
It can't be.
Can. Your objections wouldn't stifle me forever. I have perfected my design. And now we'll see who was right all along.
Dr. Light, what's the ruckus?
Uh-oh.
Perfect timing. The lot of you will make excellent...
Oh no, run! Run!
Who are you calling test subjects?
Quickly, you must all run and hide.
Too late. Speed here.
Uh-oh.
My robots.
Over here, Light.
Oh god, he captured all 8 of them.
Speed. What have you done?
Dang it! Nobody blocks Blockman!
Well, today you were blocked.
Robots, go, Dr. Wiley!
I have a better idea. At last the world will bow down to the genius of Dr. Wiley.
Oh boy.
Doctor, I'll go after Wiley.
Wait, Mega Man. Wiley's invention is called the double gear.
Here's the double gear
It's
system.
designed to push robots far beyond their normal strength and speed. If he really has completed it, I'm afraid you won't stand a chance.
But we can't just let him get away.
That's true.
Mega Man, I can tell you won't be stopped. Very well. This is the prototype double gear system that Wiley developed back at Robot University. If I install this into your circuits, you may be able to stop him. But it's dangerous. Double gear places great strain on robot systems.
And it does.
I can take it, Doctor. I want to do this no matter the cost. Hook me up.
As you wish. The installation will take some time. There's a lot of work to do.
It is anime. A few days later.
The system is fully installed. Mega Man, rise and shine.
Go get him, Mega Buddy. And remember, your old pal Otto is here to help out.
Thanks, Otto.
Mega Man, that dirty Wiley won't know what hit him.
Mega Man, you're doing a noble thing. Be careful out there.
Doctor, roll. Otto, I'll be back soon.
View explanation of the double gear system, sure. Alright, so, this is Mega Man 11. As you can see, we have a lot of our moves back from Mega Man 7 and 8 that were missing in 9 and 10. We can jump. We can jump and shoot like normal, but we can also use a charge shot, which was missing in 9 and 10. Also, we can slide. All of this seems pretty familiar if you've played a Mega Man game before. However, we have some new tricks up our sleeves, such as the power gear, which will increase our power. Like that. We can now shoot two charge shots at a time. Or the speed gear, which allows us to slow down time so much that the world around us will become slower. However, you must be careful with these moves, as if you use the double gear too much, you will burn it out. So be careful. Alright. Alright, first things first, I do want to change my controls a little bit, because I noticed that it's a little bit off. Nope, I want to change my controls. There we go. I want shoot to be Y. I want jump to be B. Rush coil X. Rush jet A. Speed gear I want R and L. Perfect. We're all good. Alright, we should be good to go. Hello, Mr. Kurem. Hello, Trashman. How are you doing? So you say, Kurem, but this is one of my favorite games ever. Alright, so for Mega Man 11, we have a new set of 8 Robot Masters. Block Man, Acid Man, Blast Man, Bounce Man, Tundra Man, Impact Man, Torch Man, and Fuse Man. So the game pretty heavily wants you to start with Block Man. I mean, the demo of this game, if you download it, only has Block Man's stage available. Not only that, but your cursor literally begins on Block Man. So it's pretty obvious the developers want you to start with Block Man. However, I actually prefer starting with Tundra Man, but just to throw a bone to the game's developers, we'll start with Block Man. But like I said, we'll be playing this game multiple times, and other times we'll be starting on different Robot Masters. So here we go, here's Block Man stage. Remember, we have the new double gear mechanic. Also, we can get an achievement right off the bat by killing a Mawaru C. Just like that. So yeah, there's the first achievement already. You just have to kill that enemy called the Mawaru C without using the speed gear. Just make sure that you shoot it in between the, what is that? Whatever the shell thing is called without using the speed gear and you'll get an achievement. Like that. Or, hold on. Like that. Very easy achievement. Literally everyone should have that achievement because you can get it within the first, like, minute of the game. Alright. Mr. Bones with the highlight message that says, "Hey Max, right on time for this one." Indeed, especially because the anniversary of the game was very recently. October 2nd, to be specific. Alright. Right now we only have the Mega Buster, but obviously as we beat more Robot Masters, we'll gain more special weapons. And there's an example of why the speed gear is very useful. Alright. These guys are called lyrics. They fly at you in a slow, predictable pattern, so just dodge them. Here's our first mid-boss. Alright, we have to take this guy out in order to progress. Guess I'm not a real gamer. I mean, that one's pretty easy to get. It's not the most obvious thing in the world, but if you haven't gotten that achievement already, do it now because it's literally the easiest achievement in the game. That's true, the gears do make very short work of the bosses, and we'll see that very shortly. Alright. Alright, gotta be careful here. Alright, here, now we got these, that thing over there. If you get crushed by that, it's instant death, so be careful. Okay. I'm gonna use the speed gear here in order to destroy this enemy. The Press Dawn, I believe, is what that's called. Or no, that's not Press Dawn. I don't remember. That's a pretty easy enemy to destroy, so. Just be careful of these, lyrics here, and the Metar, of course. Alright, here we go. Oh, whoops, alright. Careful. Oh, I'm stupid. I went a little too far to the right there. Oh well. Alright. That again. Oh, one thing I didn't really show that much yet is we do have Rush Coil as well, as you would normally expect. Like that. Basically, if you haven't played a Mega Man game before, Rush Coil allows you to jump super high in the air. But you do have weapon energy for it. The only weapon that doesn't run out of ammo is your Mega Buster. So it's... Oh, whoops. Alright, well, that was me being a little too quick about it. If I get a game over, I'm gonna be pretty embarrassed. Please don't get a game over. If I do, oh well, but I hope I don't. I honestly haven't played this game in like, I don't say a few weeks at this point, but like I said, I should be able to beat the game without getting a game over. That'd be pretty disappointing. Like I said though, if it happens, oh well. To be fair though, I also don't normally play the stage first. Alright, I'm just gonna let that one fall. Or not. Thought that one, I don't know where the stone structure was that time, but didn't appear. Alright, like I said, be careful of your gear management. It's all about the Metars, baby, indeed. Alright, you can see when those blocks are gonna fall down because you can see the little dust particles. Whoops. Alright, there we go. Yeah, it's so nice to have the charge shot back. And the slide. They were sorely I love Mega Man's 9 and 10, but I must admit they were pretty sorely missing. Gonna be careful here. There we go. Alright, now we got the mid-boss again, but this time he's on the conveyor belt, so it'll be a little bit harder. And this time I'll use the power gear. Alright. Yeah, just gotta be careful. Oh, I just realized I actually didn't plug in my computer, so I might want to do that in a minute. If the stream goes offline because of that, I apologize. I'll just pick the stream back up, but it shouldn't, ideally. Alright, so this guy over here is going to be called Auntie Eddie. You need to basically use the speed gear in order to slow him down so you can pick up whatever item he's got. Alright. Whoops. Alright, whatever, I'll just take the hit there. Yeah, those guys are air stones. Just make sure you take them out as soon as they appear. Alright, there we go. Once again, the instant death projectile over there is gonna, or not projectile, the instant death thing there is gonna show up. Just make sure that you're fast. You can destroy those things, by the way, but I'll show how to do that later. Alright, there's an E-tank right there. You want to grab that, you just do this. Just be careful of the stone blocks dropping down. Alright, this is definitely the trickiest part of the stage. Just take this part a little bit slow if it's your first time. Alright, so basically what you want to do is that. There we go. Alright. Watch out for the lyrics. Like I said, if you need to take this part slowly, totally do so. There is no time limit in Mega Man. This is not a Mario game. That'll be useful, because that'll refill our rush energy. For those of you who have not played a Mega Man game before, you actually normally can't summon Rush that quickly. This is a new mechanic in Mega Man 11, where Rush is, can be summoned by using a button press, which is really cool. Alright, so anyways, here's the boss shutter, which will lead us into our first boss fight against Blockman. Alright, Blockman's pretty straightforward. He basically only shoots when you attack him, so you can use that to your advantage. Alright, just watch out the blocks, and then when you get him to about 3/4 health, he uses the gears. Yup, Mega Man's not the only one with the double gear system, the bosses can use it too. Just be careful about this, because some of the bosses have some pretty nasty attacks. But remember, you still have them, so if you need to, use it to your fullest advantage. There we go. Alright, almost got him. There we go. Alright, now I just need to end off this last bit of health. There we go, got him. First achievement down. Or second achievement, really, for beating one of the 8 Robot Masters. Yeah, Blockman only attacks you when you attack him. Otherwise, he'll just keep running back and forth across the stage. Now, granted, you can still take damage from that, but he won't, like, drop the block dropper. Anyways, just like in timeless Mega Man fashion, when you beat a Robot Master, you gain their special weapon. In this case, it's Block Dropper. A new thing to Mega Man 11 is you can actually test the weapons before you implement them in the field, which is quite useful. So as you can see, this is Block Dropper. It allows you to summon some blocks from the sky and take out enemies. If you power it up with the power gear, you can summon more blocks at a time. Very good weapon. And there's our first Robot Master down. 7 to go. We'll be taking on our next one in just a minute. Let me just, after I hydrate, and also grab my computer charger. Like I said, guys, I apologize for the slight inconvenience. I just completely forgot about my computer's battery. Like I said, if the stream goes offline, I apologize. I'll just restart the stream, no big deal. But I do need to do this. Alright. Alright. Let's see. Alright, is the stream still on? Can you guys see? Seems good to me, but I just want to make sure. And oh, and let me hydrate as well. Yes, Mega Man 11 is one of the best weapon sets in the entire series. Stream still live? Excellent. Alright, well, we got 1 down, 7 to go. Let's take on our next Robot Master. Alright, so anyways, now that we have Block Dropper, we can use that to our advantage. And this time, we'll be taking on Acid Man. Here we go. Alright, here we go. Oh, got an achievement, somehow. Oh, whoops. Alright. Oh, I noticed the game is lagging a little bit. Hold on. Oh, that's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. Game? There we go. Okay, now the game is really slowing down. Hold on a second, guys. Okay, there we go. We're good. Alright. Okay. Slide in here to grab these bolts. Alright, watch out for the spikes, because if you touch a spike in Mega Man, it is instant death. Free speed gear, to an extent. Like I said, though, I think I solved the lag problem, so. There we go. If I need to, I can turn off some settings or whatnot, but I think this should be okay. Alright, watch out for these spider enemies, which are the spiders. They're called spiders, which is weird. Oh, whoops. We also have the pipettes, which as you can see are pipettos, which will change the acid, so you want to be careful about that. Oh, another cool thing is you can actually break enemies' guards now. If you use a charge shot against them, you'll break their shield, which is very useful. Now watch out for those spikes. Now they got some more bolts. Ooh, I definitely want that health, but I want to avoid the garbage, of course. There we go. Okay, watch out. Oh, whoops. Didn't mean to break that guy's guard, but alright. Well, here's a free extra life if you guys need it. Speed gear here. Alright, now for this mid-boss, you're going to want to use the block dropper, because it takes it out pretty quickly. Oh, and I guess we got an achievement for using Power Gear block dropper. Alright, cool. There we go. Alright, we're gonna want as much block dropper as we can get. Out. Yeah, nice. Okay. Watch out for the pipettos. Yeah, if they turn the acid into a different color, then it will hurt you. So you want to try and avoid it if possible. And as Ninja587 does correctly point out, you need to go through the entire stage without letting the acid change for an achievement, which we'll do on another run. I don't want to worry about that at the moment. I'll use that in order to take out that guy. Okay. This Sniper Joey can just break his guard. Hold on. There we go. Break his guard. Alright. This part can be a little bit infamous because of all the spikes, but it's honestly not that hard. You just need to be careful. Just make some precise jumps like that. Is not, like I said, the jumps aren't as precise as people make them out to be, but I know a lot of people like to complain about this specific segment. So I'm going to show you guys how to do this without too much trouble. If I die, so be it, but hopefully I won't to prove a point. This specific jump can be a little bit annoying, I'll admit. Okay, watch out. Okay, yeah, that jump in particular can be slightly annoying, but honestly, I think people overblow how bad it is. Yeah, like that. Oh, whoops. Alright, this is definitely the part where people tend to struggle. Just use the speed gear. It makes the jump much easier. Alright, and then do that. Yeah, I don't know why people complain about that jump, I'll be honest. I'm not going to say I've never died on it, because I certainly have, but it's not as bad as people say it is. Alright, and we're at the boss. Alright, I'm a little low on health, so I'm going to do this buster first, and then if I die, I'll switch to block dropper. I'm a little low on health. I guess I could use the E-tank, but eh. Anyway, this is Acid Man. He's not too difficult, but again, low health, so. Alright, and here's the double gear. If you get low enough on health, you can use a supercharged shot like that. There we go. Unfortunately, if you don't finish the boss, you're likely dead because you'll be down to 1 notch of health. And in addition to that, you also can't use charge shots. So be careful. Alright, now let's actually beat Acid Man. Thank you for proving my point about the double gear, but now we have to actually kill you. Just use Block Dropper. It kills Acid Man extremely quickly. Alright, and then when he does this, just do that. And you'll kill him very quickly. Like that. You missed! How could you miss? He was 3 feet in front of you and had a huge charge shot. Yeah, that's true. I just wanted to prove a point, though, to be honest. I wasn't explicitly trying to kill him. But anyways, now we get our second special weapon, Acid Barrier. This weapon is very good in particular because it allows you to absorb enemy projectiles. And if you use the Power Gear version, you can outright absorb certain enemies as well. A very awesome weapon indeed. Here's Acid Barrier normally, which allows you to shoot these like acid globules. And as you can see, you can do that. But if you use the Power Gear, you can just outright kill some of the enemies, which is awesome. Alright, real quick, I'm going to turn off anti-aliasing real quick. Just so I can make the game run a little bit better. There we go. Now the game will run slightly better. And anyways, now we defeated Acid Man with our Acid Barrier, meaning next up is Impact Man. Alright, usually I don't like to do this stage this early, but on this run we will. Alright, actually, I might want to turn anti-aliasing back on, because I noticed the game is running a little bit worse. Alright, let me see if I can do that real quick. Wait, no, hold on. PC settings. Alright. Oh, no, I definitely want that on. Okay. Alright, so this part you're going to want to take a little bit slowly just because of all the enemies floating around. And if you need to use Acid Barrier, use it. Of course, we also have Block Dropper at our disposal, as you would normally expect. Alright, there we go. Okay. Watch out for the Picklemans here. They were in the very first Mega Man game, so it's nice to see them return. Watch out for the Gabioals, these thumbtack enemies that are always sliding along the ground there. There we go. Okay. Keep going. Alright, watch out for the Mawaru Seas as well. Alright, now these drills are going to start coming towards you. And fun fact, these guys are actually Impact Man. Impact Man is made up of those 3 drills, and they attack you throughout the stage. It's really cool. By the way, you can destroy these those obstacles right there by using Acid Barrier, in addition to Thunderstorm, which is a weapon we'll get later. Oh, watch out for that Pickle Man, I guess. Oh, come on. There we go. Down here. I'm gonna use our Block Dropper here to take out some more of these enemies. Hey, Mr. Bones? Nice. Glad you're having a good dessert. And dinner, for that matter. Alright. Like, once again, if you're having trouble taking out these Mawaru Seas, just use the speed gear, and if you're having trouble taking out these Arc Weldies, you can just use Acid Man's weapon to destroy their obstacle. Alright. You got some more Picklemans. Yo. Oh, watch out. Oops. Nice. Oh, still got hit by that obstacle, of course. The missile cones. Alright, down here. Alright, now we got the impact drills again. Just watch out, because they can be quite deadly. They're not instant death, mind you, but they can still be annoying, so you want to try and avoid them at all costs. Right, you can use the speed gear here if you want to increase your chances of getting something you want. Alright, now for this enemy, just use Power Gear Block Dropper. It absolutely murders it. Alright. Gonna refill some of my Block Dropper here. Alright, so this part of the stage is probably the worst part. Just because you have to be very careful with not getting knocked off. It can be very annoying at times. Alright. Alright, during a speed run, there's a way you can skip this, which I'll show later. Alright, for now I'm just gonna use Acid Barrier here. Watch out, watch out. Oh, I got an achievement somehow. Oh, watch out for the knockbacks. I'm gonna jump down here and grab this bolt real quick. You definitely want to take out that missile cone so it doesn't knock you off the cliff. Take care, man. I appreciate you stopping by. Alright. Just gonna dodge those guys. Okay. Don't go for that health. It's you. Oh, well, I didn't mean to do that, but sometimes it can be difficult to jump out of that little box there if you're not careful. Alright, watch out for the Metar. Go. Alright, now comes this part. This part you gotta be pretty careful, especially if you want to dodge the drill things, which I won't name yet, because I want to wait till the boss, since they're Impact Man, basically. There is an achievement for dodging every drill in the stage, like not getting hit by any of them, but I'm not gonna restart the level if that happens. I'll basically just do it later. Oh, I don't know if that counts as getting hit, actually. That might count, I don't know. If it does, cool. If it doesn't, cool. If it does, whatever. I'm gonna watch out. I'm gonna watch out for this. I don't want to get hit by the Gabio all. Alright, there we go. Ah, dang it. Alright, I got hit by the Gabio all at the end of the day, whatever. Alright, here's the last part with the drills, so. If I'm good, I should be able to... Okay, I think I actually did it. Nice. I'll take that. I want to try and grab that, too. Alright. Oh, alright. A lot of lag for some reason. I'll see if I can fix that in a minute. Wait, hold on. Alright, see if that fixes things. Alright. Oh yeah, I dodged all the drills. Cool. Alright, here's Impact Man. He's weak to acid barriers, so use that to your advantage. And takes pretty heavy damage from it, so basically you want to do this. If you can, use the power gear in order to get up close to him and then just spam the weapon. Other than that, just dodge this part because you can't damage him when he's in his power gear form. However, like I said, it does pretty heavy damage if he gets hit by the, Alright, if he gets hit by the actual acid barrier. If it doesn't work, whatever. There we go, got him. I see your point. Yeah, Impact first is actually the speedrunner's route. Like, when people speedrun this game, they go for Impact Man first. That's mainly because this weapon, in my opinion, is one of the best weapons in the entire series. Not just classic Mega Man, all of Mega Man, period. Because upon beating Impact Man, we get Pile Driver, which is basically a mid-air dash that darts you forward. It is so good. It is the fastest form of movement in this game. It is easily one of the best classic Mega Man and one of the best Mega Man weapons in general. Look at this. And then if you use the power gear, you dart forward even faster. It is, like I said, easily one of the best weapons. Alright, so we're going to use that to our advantage against Bounce Man. Power gear version of Pile Driver makes it go forward faster and longer. You basically just dart forward for longer. But anyways, now we have Bounce Man stage. Alright, be careful at this part. You want to watch out for the wall blaster. Alright, jump down here. And up here. What? Grab the ladder. Yep, it's like one of X's armor augments with the mid-air dash. It's awesome. Look at this. You can easily skip a lot of platforming segments like this. Alright. Watch out for the boy arms there. Alright, there we go. Nice. Alright, now these things will basically catapult you across like that. Well, I kind of messed that up, but whatever. I don't want to use too much pile driver. Oh, come on. Alright, now I'm just being an idiot. 2, 1. There we go. Oops. There we go. And yeah, if you want to grab that, you can. I won't. I won't be grabbing that. Yeah, watch out for the boy arms. You can destroy those things in one hit with a certain weapon, but I'll wait until later to do that. Oop. Oop, hold on. Right up here. You can destroy the wall blaster with block dropper there, allowing you to bounce up here. Oh, that didn't go as planned. Try using acid barrier here. And then we go up here. Definitely want to grab some more pile driver. Use the speed gear to dodge those bullets. Yeah, the double gear system is easily one of my favorite parts of this game. It's so awesome, not only for like veteran players for using it to its fullest extent to like demolish the levels, but it's also really good for newcomers who honestly and it can give them an edge. Like it can give newcomers the edge that they need in order to beat a boss that they normally wouldn't be able to beat. It's really cool. There we go. Now we're coming up on our mid boss here, and this frog balloon enemy. Just use block dropper. Oh. There we go, like that. And yeah, a couple block droppers will end it. Just like that. And then for this part, I use acid barrier. Because that way you won't have to deal with those guys. Oops. Yeah, that way I don't have to deal with those enemies that jump out of pits. Those guys can be pretty annoying at times. There we go. Just make sure that you're keeping an eye on your acid barrier level because you don't want to run out. Alright, well, I let that Auntie Eddie go. Whatever. Not a huge deal. Watch out for the boy arms. There we go. Yeah, it makes the bosses a lot more dynamic as well. That's a great point. Oh, whoops, kind of messed that up. Whatever, we have rush coil, so we can just do that. Alright. Watch out for the boy arms again. I'm just gonna take the hit there. There we go. Here. Use this to destroy those enemies. Oh, whoop. Wasn't paying attention to my acid barrier. Entirely my fault.
Speed gear. Speed up. Gear change.
Yeah, you can gear change as well, which basically means that you start by using one gear and then you switch to another gear. Kind of like that. There we go. Grab that. Yeah, if that's Auntie Eddie, where's Uncle Eddie? I meant Auntie Eddie, as in like against, not that. There we go. Was worried I would run out of block dropper there, which is pretty useful against that mid boss. All right, for this part, I would just skip all this entirely and use rough coil. If you don't, you have to go all the way across. All right, here comes another part. We're gonna use acid barrier. Honestly, block first isn't that bad of a route, but like I said, I prefer going Tundra first because it provides a lot of advantages. At least in my opinion. Like I said, feel free to disagree with me on that. Eventually, we're going to be doing a 60-minute run of this game where we beat the game in under 60 minutes. And when I did that on Switch, my successful run was on, started with Tundra first, so. Oh, whoops. Alright, I'm out of block dropper and acid barrier, so we need to be a little careful. Shout, there we go. Right down here. Nice. Alright, watch out for these balloons. Oh, whoops, hold on. Oh, come on. There we go. I guess if I want to grab that, I could. No, I don't need it. If I run out of health, I'll use an E-tank. Alright, just be careful of this Boyorn. There we go. And we're on to the boss. Indeed. Alright, here we go. Here's our next boss battle. Bounce Man. He's weak to Pile Driver.
I bet you can't bounce like this.
You can't bounce like this. Alright, now his thing is he likes to bounce around the stage, and when you use Pile Driver, he'll like split into parts. Alright. And then eventually he'll use Speed Gear. However, like I said, you can just use Pile Driver and over and over and you'll kill him. Anyways, we beat 4 Robot Masters. So, nice, got an achievement for that. And of course, we'll get equipped with our next special weapon as a result. For beating Bounce Man, we get equipped with Bounce Ball, which is essentially, I like to call this one Chaos the Weapon. Basically, it shoots 3 balls at various angles that can hit a lot of enemies on the screen, but they bounce around rather erratically. So as you can see, you can aim them, but they're pretty erratic. And then if you use the power gear, it's 6 instead of 3. Very useful if you want to clear out a room of enemies, but I do honestly think this is probably my least favorite special weapon in the game. Anyways, we got a cutscene.
Doctor,
Yeah, exactly.
Is something wrong?
The double gear system. It was so very long ago. It was on that day Wiley and I had our falling out. He quite literally threw a wrench in our gears.
Oof.
We were students then, each pursuing robotics research in our own way. Each of us was passionate about forging the way ahead. To a future where humans and robots might live together in harmony.
Yep.
By giving robots
See ya, Emma.
independent thought, they could be true partners to humankind at last.
Remember this, because this leads into Mega Man X.
Naive as always. Even robots that think for themselves will never be anything more than tools. But with unstoppable power, insurmountable speed. It's only when we build robots with the power to outdo humans that people will truly accept robots for what they are. And with my double gear system, we can make that dream a reality. With this installed, any robot can instantly become a hero.
However, I was strongly opposed to
Roll an
Wiley's
auto.
ideas
Listen.
and research. The double gear system, it puts an incredible strain on the robots that use
As
it.
we know with the
And
cooldown.
if it fell into the wrong hands, it could be used to cause terrible harm. At the time, a committee was convened, and Wiley's research was cancelled in favor of my independent thought.
Which, like I said, Mega Man X.
Wiley never forgave me, and his views have grown ever more extreme since then. How ironic that my efforts to quench Wiley's hot-headedness before it led him astray only ended up fueling the fire.
Yep.
Doctor, I never knew.
If only I'd shown him there was a way to work together, instead of just telling him that he was wrong. Maybe we'd still be friends.
Maybe.
A way to work together.
Even the double gear system can be a tool for good, if used properly. But using it properly requires proper judgment.
With great power comes great responsibility.
Wiley's dream of developing technology to make any robot into a hero could become reality if used by you. I'm trusting you, Mega Man. Oh, I almost forgot something very important. I've just finished giving Rush a good tune-up. He's all ready to head out with you. Rush!
So yes, basically this cutscene is also showing us we can use Rush Jet now.
Be a good boy now.
We've got this, Rush.
Hell yeah. Hey look, it's Eddie and Beat too.
Let's go.
So yes, we can now use Rush Jet. I currently have this binded to the A button. So yes, we can use this to fly up and down. It works like every other Mega Man game. If you played any of the other ones, post 4, that is. Because in Mega Man 3, it worked a little bit differently, but... Yes. Alright, let's move on to our next Robot Master stage. We have 4 down and 4 to go. Now that we beat Bounce Man and have the Bounce Ball, we're gonna move on to Fuse Man. Here we go. Oh, and yes, for those of you guys who were very into Mega Man 11 when it was first announced, like for those of you longtime fans, you may recognize this, because this is the theme used in the first trailer for Mega Man 11. It ended up being Fuse Man's stage. Alright, now watch out for these Spark Pylon enemies, because there is an achievement you get for dodging all of them throughout the stage. Like I said, if we don't do it the first time, so be it, we'll do it later. Because there's a very easy way to cheese it if you want to. Watch out for the batons as well. These guys like to appear in pretty much every Mega Man game. Okay, well I already failed the challenge, so whatever. Like I said, we'll just do it, we'll do it a different way another time. Right. I love this level so much. Alright, watch out for that wall blaster. And these guys too. Forgot what those helicopter guys are called, but you definitely want to be careful about them. I know you can take out these things with the bounce ball, which is very useful. Alright, here's our checkpoint. Alright. Watch out for the Spark Pylons. Okay. Here. By the way, you can take out the Gabuals with Impact Man's weapon. Oh hey, we actually got an achievement, cool. Or 2 achievements, wow. I wasn't even attempting to do that, but sure, I'll take it. Alright. I guess I killed all types of those enemies, nice. This part you gotta be a little bit careful about. Alright, this part I just recommend using a block dropper. Oh, another achievement! Cool! I'm getting a lot of these in this run. Oh yeah, that mid-boss goes down pretty quickly to Bounce Ball. The more achievements, the better. You know what they say, the more the merrier. Alright, so we fill on bounce ball a little bit. Head down here. Watch out for this spark pylon in particular. That one can be pretty annoying to dodge. Acid barrier to take out the batons. Ooh, give me that. Yep. Oh, whoops. Kind of mistimed my jump there. Nice. Pile driver. Alright, these guys are called press-ons. They do a lot of damage, but they also die really quickly to bounce ball. So if you see one, use bounce ball against it. It'll kill it relatively quickly. Alright, I'm gonna go for that E-Tank just for the hell of it. Whoops. Like I said, I already failed the challenge anyway, so it's fine. We'll just come back and do it later. Oh, nope. Missed. There we go. Nice. Alright, this part, just be careful, and the boss door is right over there. Nice. If only Dr. Light's trial was as easy as that. Oh, we'll get to that. On to our next boss battle, Fuse Man. Let's amp this up. Prepare to diode. Bounce ball is his weakness. Use it to your fullest advantage. Power gear especially is very good here because it can summon a lot of bounce balls very quickly. Now he's using the speed gear. There we go, got him. There we go. Yeah, Fuse Man is one of the better electric theme robot masters, I completely agree. But anyways, now that we've defeated Fuse Man, we get his special weapon, the Scramble Thunder. This allows you to shoot an electric ball that travels along the ceiling or wall, or the ground, by shooting it either directly up or directly down. Kind of like this. You can shoot it along the wall, you can shoot it along the ground. Use it with the power gear, and you can kill it, enemies even faster. Really good weapon. Alright, and let's use our electric-based attacks to our fullest advantage against Tundra Man. Yeah, it works a lot like Plug Ball, but unlike Plug Ball, you can aim it directly up, which is very useful. Alright, now this is a stage I normally start with, so having a lot of weapons is going to be a little bit weird here. Alright, now I know there's an achievement for dodging all those Ice Swan attacks, but like I said, I'm not aiming for those on my first run. Alright, this Gabual I can just kill. Watch out for those spikes over there, you don't want to get hit by those. Most flamboyant robot master? Yeah, that's true. Oh. There we go. Wanted to slide there so I wouldn't run into those, those, spikes. Alright. I love the special weapons in this game so much. They're all amazing. This is easily one of the best sets of special weapons in the entire series. It's between this and 9, basically. All the weapons in both games are stellar. Alright, easy extra life over there if you need one. Alright. Head down here. Don't really need that health, so we can just continue on. Whoops. Alright, do I need anything? I guess I could use some pile driver. Alright, oh, there we go, rush coil. Alright, watch out for these Robot guys. Alright. Oh. Oh. Yeah, you can jump on top of those guys when they do that, but you need to be careful. Alright, there we go. If they were radio themed, they'd be Geostellar. Oh, I see what you did there. For those who don't know, in the pre-release version of Mega Man 11, the weapon you get from this stage bears a striking resemblance to Geostellar, the protagonist of the Mega Man Star Force series. So people often make jokes about it. Kind of surprised they never added that as DLC, I'll be honest. I don't really need any of those things. Alright, this part can be a little bit difficult, so time to use Acid Barrier. That way I don't get hit by these ice swans. Alright, we don't have the weapon this guy is weak to, so we'll just have to do that. Alright, there's a good weapon tank up there. We'll go grab that. And then wait for the wind to blow, and then just make some jumps. Very easy. There we go. Right? I'm gonna switch over to a different weapon. If you just keep sliding there, you can dodge that Sniper Joe, which is very useful. Alright. There we go. Make some jumps. Hey, Shellshock, how you doing? Thank you so much for the 25 bits. I really appreciate it. We're just playing some Mega Man 11. Take out this big enemy right here. I always forget what those guys are called. Hammerdons or something? Regardless, we're getting closer to the end of the stage. Watch out for these things over here. You can break their guard by using the charge shot, as always. There we go. Alright, watch out for these two over here as well. Jump up here, and if you went this path, you can get some weapon energy. Use that to refill Pile Driver, since that'll be useful in this upcoming part. Alright, we're right at the end of the level. This part can be a little bit tricky because there's an instant death pit below us, and the wind is pretty strong. So if this takes you a few tries, don't be afraid. I usually use the speed gear during this part, so that way I don't fall to my doom. Like that. Whoops. Yeah, Mega Man's design is excellent. Alright, well, I kind of screwed that up, but whatever. Alright, I didn't mean to grab that, but whatever. Try it again. Once again, Acid Barrier here, so that way you don't take damage from the Ice Swans. If you're looking for that achievement, this is a very easy way to do this. Alright, take care of the Hammerdon guy. Alright, the wind is going to start blowing in a minute. I'm just going to wait for the wind to settle down. Watch out for the Icicle Frost, the Icicle guys, or Snowflakes. I don't know why I said Icicle. Remember, just keep sliding. Alright. This stage is easily one of my favorites in this game. I love how fast you can go. Oh, whoops, kind of messed that up. Whatever. Alright. There we go. Nice. Yeah, speed gear is pretty useful here. Right. Oops. Alright. Oh, be careful. Nice. Pile driver. Down here. Alright, we're back at this segment. Let's try that again. Alright, like I said, if you need, use the speed gear here if you need to. It's very useful. And then if you need to refill, just stay on the platform, and then the wind will always keep blowing. It's not like Super Mario Bros. Where the wind blows in like segments. So if you need to take a minute to get used to the wind physics, totally do so. And remember, like I said, this is not Mario. There are no time limits in the levels. Take as long as you need unless you're literally speedrunning the game. Alright. This part can be a little bit tricky, so I'm going to wait until my gear meter goes down. That's fair. Alright, I kind of messed that jump up, because I wanted that E-tank, but whatever. Once again. Out. Here. Here. And then I'm just going to use Pile Driver. There we go. Cool. And now we're going to defeat our next boss, Tundra Man.
Trying to take my spotlight? You're skating on thin ice.
Skating on thin ice. Let's go. This guy is very easy. Literally just spam Scramble Thunder and you'll kill him very quickly. Yeah, like, look at that. And he's dead. And we got an achievement, too, for beating a boss using only power gear attacks. I know I almost died, but honestly, that was my fault. Tundra Man is probably the easiest boss in the game. Yep, you got here just in time for Tundra Man. Mr. Bones Routine, highlight the message, which I'll read in just a minute. I just want to go over this weapon real quick, because this is one of the best weapons in the game. And again, one of the best weapons in the series, Tundra Storm. It essentially creates a large column of ice directly above and below you, and can take out quite a lot of enemies. Use the power gear with it, and it becomes a screen nuke. It is extremely powerful. There it is normally, and there it is with the power gear. Use Tundra Storm frequently, it is very useful. Just be careful of its ammo consumption, because it does consume quite a lot of ammo. Alright, Mr. Bones Routine highlight a message and says, not by Capcom, or a quick question, not by Capcom per se, but who would you say is your favorite Mega Man-alike games? Such as basically games that are similar to Mega Man, but not quite like literal clones. Like Azure Striker Gunvolt to 30XX. My favorite Mega Man-alike game is Mighty Gunvolt Burst, because I feel that it has the best vision of what a classic Mega Man game can be without actually being classic Mega Man. Plus having 9 characters is mind-blowing. Like no other platforming Mega Man game besides like X-Dive has that many characters. It's crazy. So yes, Mighty Gunvolt Burst is my favorite Mega Man-alike game, as I like to call it. But anyways, we've defeated 6 Robot Masters, meaning we have 2 more. Next up, Torch Man. This is what I consider to be the hardest stage of the initial 8 Robot Masters. And you'll see why very shortly. So here we go. Watch out for these guys over here, these Frobbits. Alright, and yeah, that teaches you very early on that you want to be very suspicious of any tents that show up. Be careful of these mass burners too, because if you hit them too many times, they'll literally explode on you. So you want to be careful. Alright. Like I said, this is definitely the hardest of the initial 8 Robot Masters, but I wouldn't call it like super duper difficult. Like you can totally beat this if you start with it. It just might be a little bit harder. All right, these guys get pushed back very far if you use pile drivers, so use that to your advantage. All right, now here comes the part. Now here comes the infamous part. That wall of fire right there is instant death. If you touch that, you will instantly die. So be careful. In fact, I think I'm about to showcase it right now. Oh, never mind. I'm good. So yes, do not touch that wall of fire. You can freeze it if you have Tundra Storm, but if you don't, you just have to dodge it. Alright, Scramble Thunder, and then if you defeat those guys over there, they'll actually, achievement unlock in a minute, but yeah, if you defeat those guys right there, the room will become dark, but you can use Scramble Thunder to light it up again if you are having trouble seeing where the hell you're supposed to go. Although, you know, it's Mega Man, so obviously, normally it's just go right. But, you know, you still want to be a little bit careful. Alright, grab the extra life. Alright, this guy's weak to 2 different weapons. He's weak to, Thunderstorm and, what is it? Acid Barrier. Use either one, up to you. Wall of Fire, Ryu strikes back, exactly. Like I said, use Pile Driver in order to deal with those guys really quickly. Alright, on to the next instant death segment. Like I said, if that fire touches you, you die. So be very careful. Don't go for that W tank. Usually you'll just take damage. Uh-oh. Alright, I'm gonna use the speed key here so that way I don't die. There we go. Alright. Acid barriers, so that way I can deal with these, spider enemies. There we go. There is an E-tank over there, and you can totally get it. Usually I just use a Rush Jet for this part. So grab this E-tank, although if you're really good, you can use the Mash Burner. Alright. Scramble Thunder. I shouldn't have done that. That was my fault. I shouldn't have destroyed that enemy. Whoops. Alright, well, whatever. Alright, you guys know the drill. Get it? Drill because Impact Man's weapon? Never mind. I know. Bad pun. Okay. This part honestly isn't too bad once you get used to it. That's what you're supposed to do. Yeah, that instant death wall of fire is not nearly as bad as you think it is. I'll put it that way. Oh, I'm just gonna slide past. There we go. Rush. Okay. Didn't mean to do that. Alright, this will make this part a little bit easier. That. Oh, come on. Alright, nice. Of course, use pile driver. Alright, now the light's back, so that'll make this part easier. Oh, if you want a really easy way to earn an achievement, there you go. Easy achievement. Just kill as many enemies as you can right there with the what's it? The speed gear. That's a very easy place to earn that achievement. I forgot what that one's called, but it's something like, alright. Be very careful here. Alright. Remember, don't be afraid to use the speed gear if necessary. Uh-oh. Like right now, I definitely need it. And now they're gonna alternate. So now you go like that. And there you go, end of the stage. Craft and Drill Man are now embarrassed to pop up in chat. Yeah, exactly. Alright, anyways, next boss, Torch Man. The Flaming Fist. Alright, Torch Man dies very quickly to Power Gear Thunderstorm, so just keep using it. Like that. Very quick. Just be careful because you do have to use the entirety of your weapon gauge. But yeah, there we go. Very, very easy boss. Now, if you use the Buster, it's much harder because Torchman's pretty fast. But if you have Thunderstorm, the boss is a joke. But yeah, there we go. We get access to our 7th special weapon, Blazing Torch. This weapon is very interesting because it has a very unique arc. It's kind of like a triangular arc, if anything. Anyways, we'll show that off real quick. As you can see, it kind of uses a triangular arc where it goes up, it goes diagonally up and then comes crashing back down. If you use the power gear, it shoots out 3 of them at a time. And if you're paying close enough attention, you can see that it actually, that's a dragon when it comes crashing down. Pretty cool. Anyways, with that, we only have one Robot Master left, and that's Blast Man. Easily my favorite Robot Master in this game. I love this guy. Yep, he's been taking lessons from Magma Dragoon, which is an X4 boss. Also, I know one of the most controversial parts about Mega Man 11 is the music. I have to say, I absolutely love this soundtrack. The EDM-inspired OST is awesome. Like, I cannot get enough of it. I listen to it on Spotify all the time. Like I said, I know that's a pretty unpopular take, but God, that Mega Man 11 OST is so good. Please give it a second chance if you wrote it off already, because seriously, it's such a good soundtrack. I think people just wrote it off too quickly because it wasn't chiptune, basically, which is honestly disappointing. By the way, if you want to destroy the crates early, just use Blazing Torch. I didn't mean to use that. I meant to use, there we go. Yeah, very easy way to destroy those crates if you need. Now we got these, Sniper Armor Ds. Let me use, Pile Driver there. Alright. Watch out for the, crates. And by the way, if a crate does that, like if it explodes on a van like that, it'll shoot directly upward. Good to know for some of the later levels in the game. Oh. Alright. Alright. Oop. Hope that didn't count against me in terms of my explosion quota. It might have, though, sadly. If it did, oh well. Yeah, the Mega Man 11 OST rocks. Alright, these guys are Thrill Twins. Basically, just use Power Gear Thunderstorm twice and they're dead. Or 3 times, sorry. Yeah, they die very quickly to Thunderstorm. Go. Destroy those blocks. Okay, jump over that spike pit. I want to destroy these blocks first, so that way I can move past them safely. Alright, pile driver. I didn't mean to use acid barrier there, but sure, that works. Does kill the sniper armor D's quicker. Nice, got another achievement. Wow, we are rolling in the achievements today. Alright. Go. Oh, dang it. That was close. Alright, this one you can't destroy early, you just have to be fast. Like I said, use the speed gear if necessary. Alright. Just watch out for these Shimobis. Okay. Okay. Oh, that was stupid. I really should have seen that one coming. Alright, well, I have 0 lives, so hopefully I don't get a game over. That would suck. Just gotta be careful here. Like I said, if we do get a game over, it's not a huge deal since we'll be doing a 1-hour run anyways, so kind of whatever if we get a game over. I'm guessing we want to use Thunderstorm on those guys. Yep, there we go. Oh, I got another achievement. Like I said, rolling in these. And 2 more! Wow! We are just rolling in these. There's only 50 of them. How many of them have we even gotten so far? Like, it's honestly impressive. Alright, yeah, block dropper. There we go. Alright, oh. Alright, be careful. I'm gonna use, Power Gear Thunderstorm over here. There we go, that's much better. How hard is it to beat the game in under an hour? I would say it's the 2nd hardest challenge in the game. I would say beating the game in under an hour is the 2nd hardest thing you can do. And I'm gonna blow all this up early, so that way I don't have to deal with the stupid explosions. I'm a little worried about that jump, I'll be honest. Alright, careful. That was close. Okay. Okay, there we go. Alright, that was a little bit closer than I wanted it to be, but I think we're fine. There we go, alright. Great. Honestly, it just takes practice, honestly. Like I said, we'll get to the sub-hour run. That's going to be the 2nd to last thing we do. Either 2nd to last or last. Oh, I guess I got the achievement. Cool.
Don't be a dud.
Alright. So anyways, Blast Man is weak to Tundra. Blazing Torch. Alright, I'm gonna use a weapon tank here. Alright, so anyways, this is Blast Man. We want to use the Blazing Torch and watch out for his explosives. He has the ability to create chain reactions. Wow, he didn't even get to use his Power Gear attack. F. But also we got an achievement for beating 8 of the 8 Robot Masters. Nice. I like that the Shimobis were like actors making small roles and they wanted to be the main actor in some movie. We'll get to that, don't worry. Anyways, we now have our final special weapon, the Chain Blast. Now, ordinarily, if you don't use the Chain Blast with Power Gear, it's not the best weapon in the world, honestly. it allows you to throw these tiny little bombs that'll stick to enemies and eventually explode, which, it's fine, I guess. Like, you can attach 3 of them to an enemy. It's not the best special weapon, not the worst, it's okay. However, if you use Power Gear Chain Blast, that happens. You have a giant bomb that you can just chuck at enemies. It is ridiculous. Anyways, we got another cutscene.
Do you have any idea where Wiley's gone to?
He's totally vanished, Mega Buddy. Maybe he decided to turn tail and run.
I doubt it.
Huh?
What is it?
Whoa, Otto.
There's someone hijacking our signal.
That's true.
Could it be?
Indeed it could.
Uh-oh, Wiley's hijacking us.
It runs no highs.
Wiley!
Light than you, Mega Man. How dare you use my double gear system?
Well, to be fair, you were using it.
Now you've crossed the line. I'll turn you into scrap myself.
Oh, I love Chain Blast. It's one of my favorite weapons.
Point E168557.
I'm sure that's a reference, but I don't know what it's a reference to.
Gear Fortress. I'll be waiting for you.
Gear Fortress? That's all we needed. I'm heading out, Dr. Light.
All right.
It's time to finish this. Good luck, Mega Man.
Indeed.
It's up to you to stop Dr. Wiley.
Yes, sir.
You can do it, Mega Man.
Mega, be careful out there.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Alright, so now that we've defeated all 8 Robot Masters, we now have access to the Fortress levels. Just like every other Mega Man game, there's a set of Fortress levels that we need to take down. But before we do so,
Mega Man, I've made a breakthrough.
we're gonna check out the shop. You see those, you know those little bulbs we've been collecting throughout the stage? We can use them to buy various items. So in order, we have a 1-up, which, as you can probably tell, allows you to get extra lives, which I'm gonna buy a bunch of.
Are you sure?
I'm gonna buy at least 4 or 5 of them.
Are you sure?
Alright, that should be enough. We can, of course, buy energy tanks, which refills your energy gauge to maximum.
Already.
We have weapon tanks, which refills all of your weapons.
Already.
We have mystery tanks, which you cannot collect in levels, but basically, they allow you to refill all of your ammo at once. So you refill your health and your weapons. If you use it when there's no enemy, if you use it when you already have full health and weapon energy, all the enemies on screen will turn into 1-ups. I'll show that later.
Are you sure?
But I'll grab a mystery tank for now. You can call in Eddie, which basically gives you a random item. You can call in Beats as well, who will carry you out of a bottomless pit if you fall into one. Or I didn't mean to use that.
Mega, little.
And you can buy some other parts too. We have the energy balancer, which automatically recharges the weapon with the least amount of energy if you pick up a weapon energy when the weapon you're using already has full energy, it'll instead divert it to whatever has the least amount of energy. We have the auto charge chip, which basically allows you to automatically charge your weapons. I don't really use that. Buster Plus makes your shots a little bit bigger. Again, I don't really use that. Spike Boots, which basically makes you not slip on slippery surfaces. Shock Absorber, which lessens the recoil when you fire a really powerful shot. Speed Gear Booster allows you to move at normal speed when you use the speed gear, which is very useful for certain challenges. We have the Energy Dispenser, which basically reduces your health greatly, but also allows you to use the double gear mechanic immediately. We have the Cooling System, which gives you more efficient cooling renewal for your double gear. I will definitely be picking that up. We have the Mystery Chip, which basically gives you a special bonus if you complete a stage quickly enough. The Buddy Call Plus, which allows you to carry more Eddie and Beat items. And finally, the Tank Container, which allows you to increase the amount of energy tanks you can hold.
Okay, Mega.
I'll be honest, for the most part, whenever I play Mega Man... Oh, and also I forgot the Super Guard, which halves all damage in a stage. Honestly, I don't use the shop that frequently. It's basically a way for people to get through the game easier if they're struggling. I usually only go to the shop once per run, right now, after I beat the 8 Robot Masters. But obviously, if you need to go at any point, you can totally do so. But anyways, with that, we're heading off to the Gear Fortress. There's Wiley's classic UFO. No eyebrow wiggling this time, unfortunately. I like that Light's lab is a monitor analyzing his lab coat. I love the details in this game, man. They're so good. Alright, here we go. The Gear Fortress levels. Alright. And then, by the way, if you click that Mega Man head, you can return to the Robot Master stages if you wish. First, we're going to start off with Gear Fortress Stage 1. No Wiley wiggling his eyebrows, 0 out of 10 trash game, literally unplayable. Well, here we go. Gear Fortress 1. The Gear Fortress levels are all about using every single weapon you have to their fullest extent. These are some of my favorite levels in the game, because they heavily encourage players to just use all the mechanics they've learned up to this point. I love it. These levels especially are very fun to go fast in, because you can switch, because of the new quick swap mechanic where you can tilt the control stick in a direction in order to swap weapons quickly. You can just swap between weapons like a pro and just take out literally everything on screen at sizzling speed. It's so much fun. Alright, here we go. Alright, watch out for these gears, as they'll, as these gears will actually fall out from underneath you if you're not careful. Alright, so yeah, take this part slowly if you need to. And there we go. Alright, whoops, should have seen that coming. Alright, I'm gonna use Rush Jet here, actually. Alright, got that guy. Oh, whoops. Alright, there we go. Here's a save point. Or checkpoint. I'm gonna refill Pile Driver, because that's pretty useful. And after that, I will also refill Block Dropper. Alright. Alright. Grab that health energy. I love that 11 uses Powered Up's idea to choose any fortress level at any time after you complete them. Yeah, that's very nice. You can return to the original levels. And guess what, my friends? It's back, the Yoku Blocks. Had to have them in the game somewhere. Don't worry though, these Yoku Blocks are not at all harmful. If you fail, you can literally just try again. None of the Yoku Blocks in this game are over instant death hits, which is quite nice actually. I'll do these Yoku Blocks normally because usually I just skip them using Rush. But fine, for once I will actually do them legit. Even though I normally don't do that. Use Scramble Thunder. Go. I'll take out a lot of those enemies. Alright. Alright. Just be careful here. You don't wanna get knocked off into a bottomless pit, obviously. Alright, what do I need? I could use more Scramble Thunder. Alright, this part I definitely want to use Acid Barrier because there's a lot of enemies over here that can end your day pretty quickly. I'm gonna wait for that to happen. There we go, that way I don't die to any of these projectiles. Alright, nice! Alright, watch out for these spikes. Like normal, these spikes are instant death, so you want to be careful. Alright, nice. And we got another set of Yoku Blocks. Alright. These are the only other set of Yoku Blocks in the game besides the challenge mode, if I remember correctly. So, just memorize the pattern and go. Alright. Use the Blazing Torch in order to take out those enemies. There we go. Oh, should have seen that one coming. Go. Nice. Alright, this part I definitely use Acid Barrier. I might want to use the Speed Cube here, because these platforms can be a little annoying at times. Oh, dang it, hold on. Okay, come on. Yeah, these platforms in particular can be annoying. I would classify that part as the hardest part of the level. Alright, there we go. And into the boss door. So you might be wondering, okay, so we've reached the fortress level, so what kind of bosses are we gonna face now that we beat the robot masters? Well, if you guys have played a Mega Man game before, you should recognize what's about to happen next. Well, that's quite the monstrous scream. Who's it gonna be? That's right, the Yellow Devil is back once more with Yellow Devil Mark III. He's weak to Chain Blast, so use the power gear in order to demolish him. He has the same attacks as you would expect, with the pattern and all. They brought back one of the most famous bosses in the Mega Man series. This is also my favorite boss in the game, because there's a lot of stuff you can do to make this boss a lot easier. But guess what? He has some new moves too. He uses his speed gear. Watch out for the little petite devil guys. And there we go. Yellow Devil's down. It's Mr. Boomo indeed. Yellow Devil, like I said, is my favorite boss in the game because I believe it has the highest skill ceiling. It's not super easy to the point where you can just demolish it, but if you know what you're doing, you can end the fight within 2 cycles, which is so cool. I love that. Alright, anyways, we're moving on now to Wiley stage number 2, or to be more specific, Gear Fortress stage 2. If you hit them enough, Yellow Devils may cry. I see what you did there. Nice. We got more shield attackers. Oh, by the way, in a difference from normal classic Mega Man games, your special weapons do refill in between levels, which is nice actually, because it incentivizes the player to use the special weapons more. So, all right, there's a very easy achievement you can get here. If you do that, you should be able to use a Shimobi to kill 3 of these guys. Alright, this part can be a little bit tricky, but I'm gonna try and grab the Shimobi achievement over here. Now, alright, this might take me a minute or two, because this achievement can be a little bit annoying sometimes, but... just need to group these lyrics close together. Almost got it. I got like 2 at once. Ah, crap. I keep getting like 2 at once, which is really annoying. There we go, got it. Yeah, that achievement isn't hard, it just might take a couple tries. Alright. There's an achievement here as well if you defeat all the enemies in the skull roller areas. Alright. Alright, watch out, because the skull rollers are instant death if they touch you. Yeah, if that giant skull thing touches you, you will instantly die, so you want to move fast here. Alright. I'm gonna use Thunderstorm to destroy this guy in 1 hit. Alright, what weapons do I need? Yeah, Thunderstorm. Alright. Mr. Bones who didn't highlight my message and says, Best Genesis Platformer, Revenge of Shinobi. I respectfully disagree, but will respect your opinion. In my opinion, the best Genesis platformer is Gunstar Heroes. But like I said, I completely respect why you think it's Revenge of Shinobi. That game is also very good. Alright, this part you want to use Pile Driver. Alright, and then Blazing Torch. Alright. Alright, and then I'm gonna use Thunderstorm here. Go. Okay, fine. Guess we're not getting that weapon energy pickup. I mean, it's not a huge deal since there's one right here, but still. Alright. Alright, what else? I guess we can refill on some Blazing Torch, sure. Alright, like I said, use Chain Blast to destroy these guys. It kills them in 1 hit. Alright, and then Pile Driver. Like I said, switching between the weapons constantly like this is so much fun. I think these guys are actually weak to Chain Blast. Yeah, there we go. Okay, go. Oh, didn't kill that guy. Now he's dead. Go. Like I said, you gotta kill all the enemies in these skull roller areas in order to get an achievement, so. Alright. Come on. Nice. Alright, cool. And I think I got them all. Alright. Nice, gonna refill on some Chain Blast. There we go. Alright, remember the Press Dons, weak to Bounce Ball. Use that to your advantage. They die if all 3 Bounce Balls collide, they'll die instantly, so. Alright. There we go. Up. Alright, now this part, just be careful and platform correctly, that's really it. Because like I said, spike rollers are scary, but if you're fast, they shouldn't be a problem. Oh nice, an extra life. Don't really need it, but sure. Alright, and we're on to the boss battle. Alright. This guy's weak to Bounce Ball. Alright, here we go. Time for our next boss, Mavern. This is also one of the best bosses in the game. He has a shell that he hides in that you have to break open using Bounce Ball. So. Might want to use an E-Tank in a minute, because I noticed I'm pretty low. Yeah, just to be sure, I have 4 E-Tanks, so sure, what the hell. Alright, yeah, bounce. Yeah, Mobber's not too hard, you just have to be careful, because his attacks can kill you pretty quickly. Not a hard boss. Oh, also be careful of the bottomless pits on either side of the arena, because those are instant death. But like I said, if you use Bounce Ball and just be careful of his lasers, you'll be completely fine. Mr. Bones redeemed highlight message and says we should totally tackle the Metroid series on stream at some point. Another series with an arm cannon wielding hero. So, the reason why I haven't done any Nintendo games yet is because I unfortunately don't have the ability to stream from my Nintendo Switch. If I had a capture card, I totally would be streaming like the Mario games, the Metroid games, maybe some Zelda games, Donkey Kong for sure. I would be streaming all of those. Like I said, can't stream from my Switch, so that's why I haven't streamed any Nintendo games. If it gets to the point where I have the ability to afford a capture card, I will totally stream from my Switch. I'm saying that right now. We got another way of doing Zero Mission. I've honestly never played Metroid Zero Mission. I've always wanted to check that game out. I'll probably do so later, after Dread, because Dread, for those who don't know, Metroid Dread, the latest game in the Metroid series, comes out in like 2 days at this point, so I'll probably check it out after Dread. Anyways, we're going on to our next level, Gear Fortress Stage 3. Absolutely shell-shocked. Like I said, if I get a capture card, I will totally stream Nintendo games. 100%. Nintendo is by far one of my favorite video game companies out there. And I love the Switch, so. Alright, as you can see, we're already at the boss door. That's a little bit suspicious. What the hell is going on? Something about this level isn't right. Well, if you guys have played a Mega Man game, you'll know that we have the classic boss rush. We have to take down all 8 of the Robot Masters once more, starting off with Acid Man. What if I got a 3DS capture card? I don't know if I'd be able to stream from that, because I'll be honest, I don't know if my 3DS still works. Like, I definitely don't have it with me in, I definitely don't have my 3DS with me in, DC, so for those who don't know, I live in New York, but I'm in DC for college. Anyways, next Robot Master. I might grab my 3DS next time I come home. All right, now we got Impact Man. Yep, it's boss rush time. Let's do this. All right, like I said before, just spam impact or just spam acid barrier. It kills him very quickly. If you can, try to hit him with it. Try to hit the barrier. Try to hit Impact Man with the barrier, because it does a lot of damage. Alright, and yeah, be careful because he can stun you like Gutsman in Mega Man 1. Alright, watch out, and there we go. Yeah, the barrier itself does a lot of damage if you power gear it up. Alright. Got that. And next boss. Now we got Bounce Man. Alright, once again, Pile Driver. Alright. You can use the Power Gear Pile Driver here, but I often find that if I use that, I miss. So usually I just use the Speed Gear. There we go. Yeah, I use the Speed Gear here instead of the Power Gear. Although it probably is faster if you're good to use the Power Gear. Alright, on to the next. Yeah, Bounce Man's really big. He's easily one of the biggest Robot Masters, alongside Frost Man. Speaking of Ice-themed Robot Masters, now we got Tundra Man, who, like I said before, is weak to Scramble Thunder. Right. There we go. Didn't even get to use his main attack. Get wrecked. Alright. Oh yeah, I would love to play Metroid Prime as well. I've never played those games either. Alright. Now we got Torch Man. We want to use Thunderstorm here. Once again, use the Power Gear. And Torch Man will be very easy. Like that. Yeah. Torch Man becomes a joke if you use the Thunderstorm, which is awesome. Alright. Next up is Fuse Man. Let's act this up. Here we go. Nope, didn't mean to use that. There we go. Bounce Ball. There we go. Alright, we should be able to kill him pretty soon. Alright. There we go. Slide into him just for the lulz. Oh god, Federation Force. I remember picking that up on my 3DS and thinking it was very bad, I'll put it that way. Alright, now we got Blast Man. Don't be a dud. Alright, Blazing Torch. Like I said, Blast Man is my favorite Robot Master in this game. He's awesome. Right. There we go. Oh, alright, I actually missed some of my shots, so I gotta use the Buster now. At least you'll get to actually see his move for like 10 seconds. Because normally I would kill him before he even gets to that move, which is pretty funny, honestly. Alright, one left. Alright, it's Blockman. Oh, by the way, we didn't talk about this earlier, but Blockman is weak to Chain Blast. Although for this first part of the fight, I normally don't use Chain Blast. I just use the Buster here. Just to knock him down to 3/4 health. There is actually a way you can bypass the block golem entirely. You basically have to just kill him quickly enough. I've never been able to do it. Like, I have been playing this game literally since it launched, and I've never been able to do the block quick kill. It's really hard. Whoops. Yeah, so usually I just do that. Not the fastest way to kill him, but quick enough. Alright. And there we go. We got an achievement for beating Gear Fortress Stage 3. Because that's the end of the level. Alright. We're on to our final level, Gear Fortress Stage 4. Here we go. Alright, we got 6 lives, so we're good to go. Alright. Now, unfortunately, I would actually consider this to be the worst level in the game, which is a bit of a disappointment because, you know, it's the last level, but spoiler alert, there's a lot of waiting around. Basically, the entire level is going to be waiting on these platforms, and there's not that much you can do to go faster, which is very weird because this game is very good about speedrunning, except for this stage. I don't know why this stage in particular is so anti-fast, but it is. Usually I just use Thunderstorm here in order to not get hit by those guys. Or Acid Barrier, that works too. I don't want to get knocked into the spikes, obviously. Alright, watch out. Watch out for that. Ow. That guy too. Well, oh well. Yeah, like I said, you basically just have to walk around these platforms. There's not much you can do to go faster. Oh well. Alright, so anyways, now we just jump down here. And we have a giant Dr. Wiley sign in the background in case you were confused as to whose castle this was. By the way, if you play on newcomer mode, there would be what's called a Yashichi here, which is an item that refills all of your ammo and health. But it's only on newcomer mode, so if you played Mega Man 1, you know what it's like. Here are the capsules that Dr. Wiley used to reprogram the Robot Masters and give them the double gear system. So, here we go.
Ah, Mega Man, congratulations are in order. Congratulations to me, that is.
To me.
My double gear did all the work.
Wouldn't say all the work.
Show yourself, Wiley! I won't let you get away with all this!
Oh, there's one here in Superhero as well? Gotcha. So here we go, the final battle against Wiley Machine 11. He's weak to Chain Blast and Acid Barrier. I suggest using Chain Blast for this part. Basically, just keep spamming it until he does this, then use Acid Barrier and use it to bring him to his knees, literally. Just like that. He didn't even get to use half of his moves. However, if you played a Mega Man game, you'll know that all the final bosses have multiple phases. Here we go, Wiley Machine 11 V2. So anyways, we have the capsule portion now. Once again, weak to Acid Barrier, so use it to destroy Wiley quickly. Like that. Very easy boss if you use Acid Barrier. Buster only, it's much harder because he can use both gears at once, but honestly, it's not that difficult. Here we go.
You leave me no choice. Time for Plan B.
Uh-oh, Plan B. Is there a third phase?
Spare me.
Oh, it's just the begging. Nope.
Mercy, Mega Man.
I love that they kept the begging.
Enough! You can't fool me that easily.
Well, he did fool you like that before. I guess,
But don't
you
act
know,
so
you know the
cocky. I
phrase.
didn't lose to you. I lost to my own technology, my double gear.
I mean, you used the double gear too, to be fair.
I'm a genius.
My. Well, you
Oh, that
never
voice
learn
sounds
from
familiar.
mistakes.
It's Dr. Light.
Light. What are you doing here? You
Plagiarist.
plagiarist.
Plagiarist, I love that.
Open your eyes, Wiley. Look at Mega Man and tell me what you see.
Look at Mega Man has become a meme of sorts.
All I see is the instrument of my downfall.
Well, that's technically true.
Mega Man wields tremendous power, but he has the intelligence to use it wisely.
Yep.
As your vision and mine combined. If our ideas, our gears could mesh together, Mega Man would be the result. We achieved this together.
Indeed.
It's not too late, Albert. Atone for your crimes and join me again.
Silence! My plans have only just begun, you fool.
Oh,
And I won't stop until I see both of you kneeling before me in utter defeat.
uh-oh.
Hold it, Wiley!
Well, that's unfortunate.
Remember this. Dr. Wiley always strikes again. Farewell.
That is true. Oh, you could have stopped his UFO there, Mega Man.
My old friend, perhaps our gears will never mesh together.
11 failures and counting, nice.
Doctor, the fortress is collapsing!
Ah, I've been searching
Oh god, it's Otto.
every place for you.
Ah, Otto! Did you succeed?
All good, Doc.
Oh, nice.
If you don't mind my saying so, I think it's about time we blew this joint.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
Dr. Light, follow me!
We don't want to have a Mega Man 5 situation where they're almost crushed by a building. But yeah, there we go. That is Mega Man 11. Obviously, we are nowhere near done with this game. We have a lot more achievements to take on and a lot more challenges to overcome. However, that is the main game. Obviously, as you probably can see, that took us less than 2 hours. This game isn't that long, and I will say there are a couple of disappointing things. If you were expecting Proto Man or Bass or any of those characters, as you can see, they are no-shows. They don't show up anywhere in this game at all. I will also say that personally, I was very disappointed that Gear Fortress Stages 3 and 4 were basically just the boss rush and then Wiley. There was like a quarter of a level before that, basically. It's unfortunate, but what are you gonna do? However, this game gets so much more right than it does wrong. The special weapons are absolutely incredible. Oh, also I like Otto's jet in the background, that's funny. Anyways, the special weapons are absolutely incredible. The level design, pitch perfect. The game looks gorgeous. I love this game's art style. It brings Mega Man into a 2.5D art style that works tremendously well. The music in this game, like I said, I understand not everyone's on board with it. I love the soundtrack. I think it's awesome. This game, like I said, is easily one of my favorite games ever. It's so much fun to play and replay and speedrun, and I love it. I can't wait to show you all what else this game has to offer. Another thing I did not touch on, by the way, is the voice acting in this game. So I'll admit the voice acting is both great and not so great. There are certain voice actors that do a really good job at portraying the characters. In particular, the voice actors for Roll, Otto, the Robot Masters, Dr. Wiley are on point. I understand not everyone's on board with Ben Diskin's Mega Man because he does sound a little old for what the character is supposed to be. Keep in mind, Mega Man's supposed to be like 9 or 10 years old. Same with Dr. Light. I think Dr. Light in particular could have been had a little bit better direction in terms of the voice acting, but honestly, I love most of the voice actors here. Keith Silverstein as Wiley completely stole the show in every scene he's in. He's awesome. I hope they keep having him back as Wiley. And fun fact, actually, John Bailey, the voice of the Honest Game trailers, actually voices not one, but 2 characters in this game. He voices Torchman and Rush, and he does such a good job at both of them. Seriously, all the voice actors in this game, you did an awesome job. So, like I said, I know Mega Man and Dr. Light's voice directions are a little bit off, but honestly, I still think they're pretty good. This game, in general, is just such a fun game to play and replay. It means the world to me. This game literally introduced me to the Mega Man fandom. I've been playing Mega Man games for a long time. The first Mega Man game I ever played was Mega Man Anniversary Collection via the Wii's backwards compatibility with the GameCube. But I honestly never really interacted with the fandom until Mega Man 11 because I didn't really know there were other Mega Man fans. Like, I knew the series was around for a long time, but I never really saw anyone else who talked about Mega Man. And that was until I joined the R Mega Man Discord server back in like 2017, 2018. And everyone at R Mega Man has just been such amazing people to hang out with. It's been such an amazing community, and I'm honored that I can say that I'm an administrator for it and that I help the R Mega Man community as much as I can because it truly, truly means the world to me. And I don't think I would have met everyone there if it wasn't for this game. So, Mega Man 11 will always be one of the most important games to me and one of my favorite games. I love it to pieces. If you haven't picked up Mega Man 11, please do so. I'll say it again once we finish the entire series, but Mega Man 11 is on Nintendo Switch, PlayStation 4, Xbox One, and Steam, and it's $30. If that's still too much for you, it goes on sale for like $15 about once a month. Please, please, please play this game. Show Capcom that Mega Man is an amazing platforming protagonist and that his games are awesome and we deserve more of them. I cannot wait for the future of this series, and I'm so glad that this series is back after an 8-year hiatus. Rock on, Mega Man! Mr. Bones Routine highlights a message and says, if nothing else, get another pseudo-sonic crossover and call in Mike Pollock for Wiley as a voice choice if they need it, who also does another beloved mad scientist. Mike Pollock is awesome and I love his Eggman, but honestly, I think Keith Silverstein's Wiley is perfect. Like, he portrays the character exactly as I envision him. So, Keith Silverstein, if you somehow see this live stream, or like the YouTube bot or whatever, know that you are my favorite voice actor in this game and you're awesome. Please keep it up. Yes, the R Mega Man community rocks. Shout outs to all the mods and admins and everyone who makes that community awesome. And as we cycle through all the enemies, we can reflect back on our awesome adventure. And shout outs to everyone who made this game in the first place. Everyone from the producer to the director to the artists, the graphics, the engineers, everyone. And thank you to Kazuhiro Tsuchiya and Koji Oda for proposing to Capcom to even make this game in the first place. You guys are the real heroes, just like everyone else on the development team. Thank you for bringing this franchise back. It means the world to me. So, yeah, again, this game is awesome. Please play it. And here we go. We have all the awesome people. There's Kazuhiro Tsuchiya right there, and Koji Oda as well. Shout outs to everyone on the development team for making this excellent adventure. Like I said, though, we're nowhere near done. Here we go. We should have the, and there's Mega Man. All right. Ending cutscene.
Mega Man reporting home.
Nice.
Right on time, Mega.
Oh, and Erica Lindbeck as Roll is also very good. Presented by Capcom.
At the rate we're going, we should have all 8 robots back on their feet by dinner time.
Doctor, did you install Mega's double gear system into auto?
Looks like
I
it.
did. I'll remove it later, of course, just as soon as Auto's done working.
Oof.
So this is why you came all the way to the Gear Fortress.
Yes.
Yep, he wanted to get...
recover all their primary components, so they should be just...
Yay, all the Robot Masters get to be rebuilt.
Be ashamed to let their talents go to waste when there's still so much good they can do.
Indeed, Dr. Light.
Isn't this great, Mega?
Yeah, it is.
You bet.
Otto, you're slowing down. Why don't you pick up the...
Otto is carrying the biggest Robot Master in the series, you jerk.
Already faster. You'll be picking up my pieces.
Yeah, exactly. Oof. Oh, thanks, Eddie. There we go. Thank you for playing. And we got 2 achievements for beating the game on normal and beating the game on normal without getting a game over. And yes, we'll obviously save our game. Here we go. Yeah, there we go. We got quite a lot of achievements on that run, as you can probably tell. Oh, also, here's the little bit of the intro that we missed earlier. Sorry, because I was booting up the game.
Light.
What was my final time, actually? I'm pretty curious. I think it was not that... I think it was like an hour and a half. An hour 45.
I cannot agree to this.
Alright.
Please.
Alright, there we go. So yeah, let me actually see what our time was. Our time was 1 hour and 50 minutes. Like I said, we're going to cut that in half. Besides not watching the cutscenes, obviously, we'll do some other things as well. For now, I actually want to check out some achievements that we got. Oh, actually, I guess we can't... Oh, I see. We can't actually see the achievements in the game because we're playing the Steam version. So on the Switch version, there's an extra icon here called Records where you can see all the achievements, but I guess they took that out because you don't really need to see them in-game now that you're on a platform with achievements. But yes, after beating the game, you can access the challenges. Congratulations on your progress in the main game. Special weapons are now available for use in challenges. So yeah, as you beat the 8 Robot Masters, you can unlock the weapons. So, Block Dropper, Acid Barrier, Chain Blast, Scramble Thunder, Bounce Ball, Blazing Torch, Pile Driver, Thunderstorm, and Rush Jet. So yes, we have different sets of challenges. We have Time Attack, which is obvious. You just beat each stage as fast as you can. And you can play every level in the game, basically, besides Gear Fortress Stages 3 and 4. We have Jump Saver, in which you have to reach the boss room with as few jumps as possible. Buster Breakdown, where you have to get to the boss area while using as few attacks as possible. We have Score Attack, in which basically you basically have to defeat as many enemies as you can in a row in order to build up your score multiplier. It's pretty cool. We have one of my favorites, Balloon Rush, where the game strips every level of all of its enemies and instead replaces them with blue and red balloons. See, you have to destroy all the blue balloons in the stage while avoiding the red balloons. Because if you touch a red balloon, you get a time penalty. And if you miss all the blue balloons, then you also get a time penalty. So, pretty fun. We have Medal Collector, in which you have to race to get 8 medals that are strewn throughout the levels. We have Playground, which basically is various challenges that you can take on in the game, like taking on the Robot Masters, the sub bosses, and of course the Fortress bosses. We have the Boss Rush, which you unlock after beating the game, and it's a time attack mode where you fight all 8 bosses in a row. And finally, we have the most difficult trial in the entire game, Dr. Light's Trial, which is 30 extremely difficult platforming challenges in a row. We will be doing this one specifically for an achievement, in addition to some other challenges, but we're not going to do that today. So yeah, let me actually quickly check which achievements we have right now. Unfortunately, I can't... Well, actually, I can kind of see. Oh, here we go. So anyways, the achievements we have so far are, in order, if I can scroll all the way back. Hold on, I have to scroll pretty far back because we got a lot of achievements in a row. We have Bullseye, 1 down, 7 to go, Better You Than Me, Power Up, Your Work Here Is Done, Bullet Blaster, Live to Fight Another Day, Now We're Getting Somewhere, The Regulars, Area Secure, Location, 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 Power Gear Master, Cold Turkey, 3 Birds, 1 Stone, Catch 'Em Off Guard, The Harder They Fall, Everything Proof, Explosions? What explosions? Where's Wiley? Collateral Blamage, Brute Force, Unstoppable, No Getting Away This Time, Protector of Peace, and Mega Unstoppable. That's 23 achievements, 25 achievements. So we're literally over halfway done with the game. That's awesome. So one thing we will do, I guess, for now, is we can check out the gallery, because basically it gives us bios on all the Robot Masters and all the enemies. Plus, there is actually an achievement here. So let's check out the gallery. So yes, as you can see, we have the Lyric, an autonomous security drone that bashes into intruders. Not much of a threat on its own, but a swarm of them can cause trouble to even the toughest uninvited visitor. Mawaru C, a roller robot designed to flatten uneven ground. Its tough shell lets it ram into walls all day without suffering damage, but sometimes it loses control and plummets into pits. The Crunch Don, this all-purpose hammering robot can work with wood, metal, and even makes delicious flatbread. Yum. When its hammer swings down, it reveals the hammer maintenance platform on its back. Very handy. We have the classic Metal, a robot designed for work and construction sites, where safety first is the golden rule. Its helmet is so safe, it can even deflect Mega Buster shots. The Air Stone, using high-tech optical camouflage to lie in wait until an intruder approaches. This bot shows up out of nowhere and launches showers of rock-hard bullets. Auntie Eddie, hiding underground, this sinister mockery of Mega Man's buddy Eddie will snatch up items and carry them away. It was designed to attack Mega Man, but for some reason always runs away instead. We have the Electriri, a Transformer station guard robot that can wreathe itself in electricity and bash into intruders. Individual units are not much of a threat, but in greater numbers, they can unleash some real power. The classic Batons. This bat-shaped surveillance robot is programmed to swarm towards intruders with its metal wings flapping. It may look toothy, but it won't actually bite you. The K-Drone, a cutting-edge surveillance drone that can patrol any type of facility. However, it's fresh from the factory and hasn't really been evaluated. How useful it actually is remains to be seen. That's a reference to the fact that this is a newer enemy. The Press Dom, this specialized combat robot, chases after enemies and stomps them flat. If that doesn't suffice, it follows up with a punishing punch. No intruders can escape it, not even the tiniest mouse. The Elect Crosser, a transformer device that diverts electrical current into a plus shape, can be easily destroyed using a well-placed bounce ball. The Elect Extender, a transformer device that diverts electrical current into an X shape, can be easily destroyed using a well-placed bounce ball. The Fire Server, this drink vendor robot has had its soda replaced with flammable oil. The tank on its back can go up at any moment. The Shimobi, an actor robot used in hero shows as the evil foot soldier. Dreaming of someday playing the hero, it always tries to look its best as the heroes beat it up. Aw, I feel bad for this guy. Propeller IT, a propeller-driven surveillance robot with a tough outer body. Wait for the camera to appear for a chance to attack. It's actually surprisingly empty on the inside. The classic Sniper Joe. This combat robot was developed based on data scans of Proto-Man. Its sturdy shield and high mobility make it a tough nut to crack, especially when it waits in hard-to-reach locations. So yeah, there's your mention of Proto-Man, I guess. We have the Sniper Armor D, a large-scale robot piloted by a Sniper Joe. This new model has all the features of the classic Dot Cone walking cannon robot. Has decent armor, but the Joe piloting it is exposed. Dot Cone is a enemy from another Mega Man game. I actually forgot which one. We'll have to look that up. We have the Spider. This arachnid robot lurks on ceilings, waiting to drop down on unsuspecting intruders. Whenever it gets hit by an attack, it releases a bundle of mini spiders. Speaking of which, Mini Spider. This miniature robot, the miniature arachnid robots drop when a spider takes a hit. Their lighter build means they can spring about and bash into enemies. Mini spiders don't grow into spiders. They are robots after all. The Pipetto, a chemical mixing robot that excels at precisely measuring out fluids. Each spurt of toxic chemicals launches at Mega Man is exactly 2,000 milliliters, or 2 liters if you want to be more. If you want to be a little more. What's the word I'm looking for? If you want to use that form of measurement. The classic Shield Attacker, a tricky combination of offense and defense. Shield attackers run their rocket engines full blast to maximize their chances of ramming into enemies with their solid shields. We also have the Shield Attacker M, a special underwater variant of the Shield Attacker with a special coating to prevent it from breaking down in even the most corrosive chemicals. The Droppy, a cleaning robot that keeps the inside of chemical pipes spick and span. Anything it decides is trash gets hauled away for disposal on piles that can reach impressive heights. We also have the Brushy, an upgraded model of Droppy, also launched by a Cyclone W, twice the cleaning power and twice as long lasting compared to Brand X. Its power brush can remove even the toughest robot greases. Now we have the Wipey, the ultimate weapon in the war on dirty pipes. Once this is launched by a Cyclone W, no dirt is safe. It may hurt to get taken out by a Wipey, but at least it'll leave your armor sparkling clean. We have Scrap, which, as you can tell, is garbage. The remains of unfortunate robots who tumbled into the chemical pipes. All they can do now is be dragged along by the acid stream. Well, F to those robots. The Ice. This robot was designed to set a wintry mood by simulating snow and charming all who see it. However, it tends to knock into people when the wind picks up. There have been complaints. Ice Swan. This avian surveillance robot bombs intruders with lumps of ice. When the ice shatters into spiky shards, watch out. The Snow Rabbit. Another winter simulation robot. This one looks like a gentle rabbit bounding through the snow. It was designed with impressive jump legs to help it navigate the deep snow and ice. Wild Rabbit. A robot for forest simulations. This robot was designed to educate campers. Since it's supposed to simulate a wild animal in the woods, it was designed with more natural colors than other models. Mash Burner, a kitchen assistant robot that can heat hot plates or boil water with the flames from its head. Hit it once to turn off the flames, and again to explode. Safe to ride when switched off. Tate Pakan, another classic enemy. This stalwart guardian robot can rest safely behind its shield, knowing itself to be impervious to frontal attack. Too bad it can't fire back at the same time. Lamper, a lantern robot designed to give campers the feel of the great outdoors. Rather than harsh fluorescent light, it burns gas for an authentic flame. Tank Oven, a camp cooking robot that specializes in hot pots. Now upgraded for battle by Dr. Wiley. It's piloted by a potato-shaped robot that fires carrot bombs. Airfire, the fiery version of the Air Stone. This security bot blends in well in fiery areas, but tends to be easy to spot in cooler locales. Mini Sparky. I don't think we actually saw these guys. Made to resemble a miniature Sparky the barbecue turkey, which is the mid-boss of Torchman's stage. These robots follow Sparky around as if it really is their mother. They're as innocent as they look. Pikman, from the first Mega Man game. This high-performance construction robot was created by bolting a body onto a Metar. Since it has lost its perfect defense, it instead attacks enemies on sight. Missile Cone. This robot works as a safety inspector on construction sites, but it's also equipped with missiles for discouraging intruders. Sometimes it blows up supply trucks by mistake. Oops. Arc Weldy. This welding robot has a slightly cheaper CPU, so it tends to weld anything nearby if left unattended. However, you can't help but wonder about that sad look in its eyes. F. Sorry. Kui Ichiro, oldest of the Impact Brothers, a straight shooter who never fails to drive his point home. Kui Ichiro takes control when the three brothers combine to form Impact Man. These are the three drill things that attack you throughout Impact Man stage. Kuijiro, the middle child of the Impact Brothers. Kuijiro lacks decisiveness and tends to look to his brother Kuiichiro for instructions. Luckily, those instructions are just hit things. Kuisaburo, the youngest Impact Brother, but the most responsible after Kuiichiro. He always makes time for proper maintenance, so his spike is constantly spotless, shiny, and sharp. Gabioal, a robot designed to slow down intruders by damaging their feet. Like a spiky cat dropped by a ninja, stepping on a Gabioal is sure to leave you limping. By the way, these guys are supposed to be thumbtack robots, if you're curious. So basically, Impact Man is 3 kids in a coat. Yeah, pretty much. We have Canopeller 2, a new model of the popular Canopeller flying cannon. Its shots now fly in a straight line. Rumor has it that actually makes them easier to dodge. So yeah, this is a reference to the Canopeller enemy from previous Mega Man games. Wall Blaster! Automatically snipes at intruders from difficult-to-reach places on walls and ceilings. Luckily, it doesn't have great aim, but can still be a nuisance. Bunby Balloon, programmed to look for lost kids at Boing Boing Park, this camera bot usually sticks to surveillance. The balloons that hold it up have pretty heavy armor, so it's a wonder how they stay aloft. Toastanizer 5, a robot created for the sole purpose of stopping people jumping across pits. Its detachable hands come in sponge and metal varieties, although it always uses the metal ones. Boyarn, an exercise robot that can bounce around thanks to the thick, tough rubber protecting its inner body. It can fall off the roof of Boing Boing Park and not take any damage. It's tried. Poyorn, a cheaper version of a Boyorn. Its rubber coating is thinner and more easily pierced, but Pumpmaster K actually prefers the Poyorn color scheme. Air Nut, a modified air stone intended to defend the Gear Fortress. The sheer number of them is a testament to Wiley's obsession with victory at all costs. Totemer, a guardian robot tasked with protecting Blockman's precious structures. The ancient-looking glyphs carved into its surface are actually a fictional language invented by Blockman. Dread Spark, a robot that stays in the heart of the power relay station and delivers power whenever it's needed. Its dreadlock-like power cables combined with cool shades give it the unintended look of a reggae master. Thrill Twins 1 and 2, made by modifying a theme park roller coaster, these thrilling machines combine loop-the-loops with crashes that make you wish they had safety belts. Cyclone W, the granddaddy of chemical plant cleaning robots. With its 4 mighty brushes, it can scour an acid lab clean in 20 seconds flat. Also features attachments for smaller brushes. Mecha Mamostal, a display robot used for showing off museum exhibits. It always keeps in mind the best angle to really wow the guests. The robot is actually the base, not the mammoth on the top. Sparky the barbecue turkey, the mascot character of Torchman's campsite. Usually plays the part of the bird cooked up by Torchman over a campfire. Now it's doing the cooking. Pikman Digger. These heavy diggers are issued only to the most trusted veteran worker robots on Impact Man's construction sites. All the other Pikmans look up to the drivers of these splendid machines. Frog Balloon, the famous mascot of Bounce Man's Athletic Center Boing Boing Park. If it breaks down, Pumpmaster K will be there to fix it up right away. Unfortunately, its eyes are a little scary and often makes kids cry. Well, that's unfortunate. So those are the basic enemies. What about the bosses? First off, we have Blockman. Blockman was designed to specialize in building the outer walls of major projects. He's always secretly dreamed of building a vast structure that recreates the bygone age of pyramids and temples. Ever full of energy, he keeps the robots on his sites working full tilt. The only problem being that he sometimes loses his temper when his laborers can't keep up with him. Blockman often works together with Impact Man, and the two are sometimes seen going to an oil bar to share a drink after a long day of construction. Blockman was manufactured by Nakume Heavy Machinery.
Solid job getting here. What are you doing here? Never thought you'd make it this far. He'll drop you like a ton of bricks. You're just another brick in the wall. You're a few bricks short of a load. Take this. Hit the bricks. already! How mortifying! I don't think so! I won't lose! I won't! No, no, no! Power gear! Why you? Time to square things up! I can't hold back anymore! Get ready to crumble! Your fate's carved in stone!
I love that one.
I'll knock your block off! You're not the only boosted butt on the block! You can't chip me down to size!
Ooh.
You blockhead!
See, I'm gonna play all the voices just so you guys can see these guys' personalities.
Dropped like a hot
Yep, those are his death sounds.
stone cold!
Don't worry, not all of them have 49. This is just Blockman. Block Golem. Huh, Jacob does the thing. I come in and all I hear is, I'll knock your block off. Yeah, exactly. Welcome, Jacob does the thing. We already beat Mega Man 11, so now we're just checking out the gallery. Ooh. Alright, anyways, next up is Fuse Man. Oh, by the way, Blockman was DWN 081. You know, because Dr. Wiley number 80 was in the previous game. You know, it's continuing the numbering. Now we got Fuse Man. Fuse Man's job is to manage and fine-tune power transformer stations. He's designed to handle massive electrical currents. But if he ever encounters a current that's too strong for him, the fuses on his head will blow, saving him from a critical overload. He's a crucial part of the city's power supply system, so he treats his job with a sense of responsibility and duty, putting speed above all else when a problem arises. Since his dangerous job keeps him alert and on edge 24/7, the only time he can let caution slide and just relax is when he's caring for his pet rabbit, Watt. And he was manufactured by ODA Electronics. So yeah, here's Dr. Wiley number 82, Fuse Man.
You scrambled my electrons. I recognize that voltage. How could I refuse? Let's amp this up. Assault and battery. Prepare to diode. Zap. Stay down. Live wire. Power up. Fuse change. Switch on. Contact. Speed gear. High voltage. Rewired. Speed up. Shocking. Charge. Short circuit.
I know, right? Fuse Man is awesome. Alright, next up is Dr. Wiley number 83, Blast Man. Blast Man is a pyrotechnician, or in his words, an explosion artist, who designs the explosive effects for movies and theme parks. He can provide any explosion the client needs, from cataclysmic blasts to shy little bangs. At the time of the Wiley incident, he was working on a new explosion-themed attraction for the theme park Flowerland. In his spare time, he writes a column for his favorite magazine, Boom Monthly. There's not a month goes by that his explosive opinions don't blow the pages to bits. He was manufactured by BB Bomb Company.
Time to begin the countdown! I've got a pretty short fuse. Retaliate or detonate. Explosion is art! What's wrong? Don't be a dud. Boom, bam! Blow you sky high!
Oh, whoops.
Boom, bam! Blow you sky high! Here you go, catch! Come on, explode! Yeah! Air raid! Yeah! Heads up! Power gear! I'm ready to blow! This'll be dynamite! Flash in the pan!
I love all the puns that they spout. It's so funny.
My left! Beep! Bang!
I love the puns. So yeah, as I said earlier, Blast Man is my favorite robot master. Jacob Does a Thing asks, have you heard of a little man called Steven Rosner, the creator of Mega Man 1 and 3 for DOS? Yes, I know all about that. If you guys want to check out more about Mega Man DOS's history, I highly recommend watching the Gaming Historian video on it. It is very informative. Anyways, next up we have Dr. Wiley number 84, Acid Man. Acid Man is a cutting-edge scientist robot whose field is advanced chemistry. And for the perfectionist, he ensures that all chemicals are measured out exactly. Sloppy mixing makes him absolutely furious. He never hesitates to leap into the chemical tanks to check the mixtures, in turn, making him an excellent swimmer. His reputation has led the plant employees to call him the Acid Merman behind his back. And he's manufactured by the Massachusetts Institute of Robology, which obviously is a reference to the Massachusetts Institute of Technology.
Welcome to my chemical paradise. Come on in, the acid's fine. You've ruined my new concoction. I'll melt you to the last bolt. Take an acid bath. Time for an experiment. Acid barrier. Yeah. Corrosive. Yeah. Uh-oh. Melt, melt. Got you. Yeah. So slow. Yeah. Splash. Oh. Impossible. Speed gear. Quick as a splash. Sizzling speed.
I love that quote especially.
Experiment fail and fail. Acid. Chemistry.
Yep. Alright. Next up we have Dr. Wiley number 85, Tundra Man. Though Tundra Man was designed for land development and exploration in polar climates, he found a new obsession the first time he saw a TV ice skating championship. Since then, he has spent long years perfecting incredible ice skating techniques out on the polar ice flats. But since his audience is generally huskies, polar bears, and seals, he doesn't get many reviews. Tundra Man has had a tougher looking exterior ever since he was first sent to the North Pole, but he made some modifications to suit his graceful passion of ice skating. To him, the fact that his dazzling moves have been locked away at the North Pole and never witnessed is a crisis on the scale of global warming. Tundra Man eagerly awaits the day when he can show the world his exquisite skills. Well, personally, I think you're quite exquisite, Tundra Man. And, take a look at Tundra Man's manufacturer, Cossack Robot Laboratories. For those of you who do not know, Dr. Cossack was a main character in Mega Man 4, which means that Tundra Man is actually a Cossack robot. I love that detail so much. That is such a specific thing to reference, and it shows how much of this game was catered towards the fan base. It's awesome.
It's showtime. Now, start the music. Trying to take my spotlight? You're skating on thin ice. I'm like a rose, frozen in ice. You want to dance? Feel freeze. Ah! Elegance! Ah! Dodge if you can. Look out! Perfection! Don't freeze up. Frosty! Slide! Huh! Faster! Wow! Cool! Sheer beauty! Speed gear! Freeze right there! Don't blink! Bitter, heartless, gorgeous! Ice! Cold, colder, freeze, and shatter! Ice, over, under, everywhere! A grand finale! Shattered! The last dance!
So yeah, Tundra Man's awesome. Tundra Best Ice Robot Master? Yeah, you know what? I'll agree with that. Tundra Man is the best ice-themed Robot Master. Best 11 Robot Master? No, I still think Blast Man's cooler. Anyways, from cold to hot, it's Dr. Wiley number 86, Torch Man. Torch Man was designed as a camping advisor, teaching people about campfire safety. In his spare time, he ventures out into the wild to work on his very own martial art, Torch Jitsu. He started Torch Jitsu in order to train himself to keep his flames under control, since the slightest lapse in judgment can cause a dangerous flare-up. With his training incomplete, he still tends to flare up in moments of strong emotion. He gets particularly excited when it's time for the turkey roast, resulting in many a scorched bird. He once tried to train by standing under a raging waterfall. These subsequent repairs took 3 months, and he was manufactured by Subakuro Precision Machining.
Perhaps you will be a challenge. You made it. Now prove yourself. Let the combat commence. Fall.
Oh, whoops.
Fall to the fist of flame. Prepare yourself to feel the heat. Torch Jutsu. Torch Jutsu, the flaming fist. Hey. Hiya. Hi, hi, hi. Hiya. Burn to ash. Burn. Defend yourself. Power gear. True power. Heat. Burn. Hot enough. Immolate. Combust. Inferno! Ah! Light it up! Ah! More training!
Oof.
Torch Jutsu forever!
Or Jitsu forever. Alright, next up is Dr. Wiley number 87, Impact Man, a construction support robot built to withstand the toughest working conditions. Impact Man mainly works on the foundations of construction projects. His body is made up of three independent pile driver robots, who call themselves the Impact Brothers, Kuiichiro, Kuijiro, and Kuisaburo. He never hesitates and always rushes into action. His motto is just push through, so once he's accepted a job, nothing can stop him from smashing through in record time. Usually, Kuiichiro, the oldest of the Impact Brothers, takes control when they're combined into Impact Man. But sometimes the youngest, Kuisaburo, steps in when his big bro is worn out. Meanwhile, Kuijiro is the unruly middle child and can't be trusted to take the reins. He was manufactured by Nakume Heavy Machinery.
Behold, Impact Man! Maximum impact! I like to spike! Tremble, topple, tumble! Punch, pummel, pulverize! Spike, spike, spike! Impale, impair, implode! Impact! Don't move! Spike! Transform! Get it together!
Huh, like WarioWare.
Spike formation, engage! Power gear! Slam attack! There's no escape! Too spiky!
Oof.
I see your ball!
Get it? Because spikes. Bartolomeo says it might just be me, or does Torchman's chest gear look like a life jacket? Yeah, I could see that. That's fair. I guess it kind of looks like a life jacket. Alright, now for our last robot master, Dr. Wiley number 88, Bounce Man. Bounce Man was developed as a crash test robot, but his incredible stretching and bouncing abilities led him to become an instructor at the indoor athletics facility, Boing Boing Park. Innocent and optimistic, he can't help bouncing around and enjoy no matter the situation. He also tends to accidentally bounce into people and send them flying, making himself a bit of a nuisance. His fitness lessons at Boing Boing Park are a new style of exercise that he calls hopsercise. It's like boxing but on trampolines. It's surprisingly popular with middle-aged women. His funny looks and big round body are a hit with the kids, making Bounce Man a household name. He was manufactured by Joint R&D, the Rebound Rubber and Momo's Robot Farm.
Oh boy, a new playmate! Wanna bounce with me? Bounce, man! Bounce time! I bet you can't bounce like this! Let's get hopping! Punch! Here! Here! Wahoo! Ba-boing! Splat! Jump! Too slow! Whee! Whoa! Ah! Ouchies!
Oof.
Shoop! Bounce Man's back! Wah! Again! Woohoo! Boing! Woo! Speed gear! Super bounce! See you in the spring! Aw, playtime's over!
Oof.
Catch you on the rebound!
Bounce Man's bio is top tier, yes. No, I'm not a fan of that voice line in particular, but that's alright. By the way, fun fact, Bounce Man is actually voiced by a woman, Bonnie Gordon to be specific, which is pretty cool. Alright, next up we got my favorite boss in the game, the Yellow Devil Mark III. The newest model of the Yellow Devil, a highness device designed with the express purpose of defeating Mega Man. Wiley has equipped this model with a speed gear to ensure there's no possible way Mega Man can dodge his tricky split attacks. Though the Yellow Devil's massive body seems like it might be a better fit for the power gear, even Wiley has to struggle with budget issues from time to time, so he decided to limit the upgrade to the classic split attack and trust that a speed boost to his old favorite would be enough to do the job. Sadly, no voice lines, but that's alright, the Yellow Devil doesn't need to speak. He's the Yellow Devil for crying out loud. Mr. Bumo always wins. Next up is Mavern. This combat robot is an offshoot of the development that went into Wiley's latest Wiley machine. It's equipped with armor thick enough to repel any attack. Wiley originally intended to create two versions, fitted with a power gear and a speed gear respectively. But when he realized how much time it would take to build the outer casings out of the special steel used in Metar helmets, and Sniper Joe shields, he limited himself to creating just one. That said, the incredible defensive capabilities of the resulting robot have Wiley glowing with pride. Next up is Wiley Machine 11 V1. This huge battle drone is the latest in the Wiley series of terrifying Wiley machines. Like numbers 1 through 10, it is designed to resemble Wiley's trademark skull logo. Despite its size, the controls are responsive and precise, making the sheer number of homing missiles it can launch from its rear weapon ports speaks volumes about Wiley's determination to bring down Mega Man and Dr. Light once and for all. Contrary to appearance, the side-mounted missile pods weren't attached backward by mistake. Wiley just wants to give the missiles more time to slowly and inexorably close in on Mega Man while he watches with glee.
End of the line, Mega Man. No mercy, Mega Man. I'll scrap you piece by piece. In my sights. Catch. Fire. Can't take the heat. Stay still. Target locked. Let me stomp you. Give up already. Onward. Ramming speed. Now you're mine. Not a scratch. All according to plan. Not a scratch. Impossible.
And yeah, we should get an achievement now. Wiley Machine 11 V2, the true form of Wiley Machine 11, and the final evolution of Wiley's spite over the double gear system that began back in his student days. With this inner gear-like module, released from the first form's outer armor, it is free to soar from place to place, triggering the speed gear and power gear as if it has a mind of its own. Since each gear features a specialized cooling system, Wiley can keep using each over and over without overheating. How did Wiley manage to pack so many gears into the outer armor of the first form? Only he knows.
This is just the beginning. Genius prevails. The time of reckoning has come. Try this then. I'm not done with you yet. Next. Power is all. Cower. Attack. Cower. Attack. Fire. Surrender. Ha. Fa. Attack. No. Never. It's nothing. You leave me no choice. Double gear engage. Double gear. Speed gear. Hyper turbo. Power gear. I'll smash you to junk. Come on. Ooh, ready to give up? Power. Yes, flee. I've waited for this. No way out. Wiley always wins.
So yeah, those are all the, and there we go, achievement unlocked. We got the, bio one. I forgot what it's called. We'll have to look. But yeah, those are all the bios. Sorry if that took a while, but I really wanted to show you guys how much detail has went into this game and its bios. Alright, so I'm half tempted to do the second run of this game, which is basically we would play the game again on casual difficulty and essentially beat all the bosses using only the Buster and not use any items or upgrades. Do you guys want me to do that, or do you want me to save that for next time? Regardless, we're going to do the challenge mode. In particular, there's a very easy way to get 5 gold medals, which we need for an achievement. Basically, we're just going to kill all the mid-bosses again. It's very, very easy to do this, so. Alright, what do I want to do? Alright, well, I'll start with, I don't want to do this. What do you mean? No, you don't have to do the boss or mid-boss things on normal or higher. You can do those on any difficulty level. Wiley's voice lines looks like he's having the best moment of his entire life. Man, Keith Silverstein is such a treasure. So good. Alright, yeah, let's take out some of the bosses, or the mid-bosses. No, for the achievements, you can do the boss and mid-boss buster achievements, which is what you get for, yeah, you can do the boss or mid-boss achievement stuff on any difficulty. You don't need to do that on normal. Alright, so we're gonna quickly do 5 of these challenges, and then we'll do another run. And then after that, I'll end the stream. Like I said, this is very, very easy. Yeah, look at this. You literally just use the weakness and you're done. No, you don't need to do that on normal or higher. The no items thing is casual or higher, and the boss and mid-boss things you can do on any difficulty. Those are the only achievements you can do on, that... Yeah, those achievements you can do on those specified difficulties. You can check the list. Alright, anyways, there's 3, we got 2 more. Alright, Dread Spark. Yeah, look at this. This is easy as hell. Just literally spam the weapons and you're good. You only need to do 5 of these challenges, really. Okay. There should be only 1 more left. So, yeah, let's finish it off with Sparky the barbecue turkey. Why not? We'll get our last of these 5 on Sparky. There we go. Easy peasy. And the achievements should pop up. There we go. We got 5 bronze, 5 silver, and 5 gold. Easy peasy. So yeah, that was very easy. You can just do that. Alright, and just to read those, we got Gallery Gazer, Programmed for Perfection, Built to Win, and Tuned for Performance. Those ones are very easy to do. Alright, with that, we are going to do one more run of this game on casual difficulty. So for those of you guys who want to stick around, we're going to skip all the cutscenes this time. This time I'll start with Tundra Man stage to give you guys an idea of why I really like starting with this level. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can totally do any of those on. You can do the boss and mid-boss buster challenges on any difficulty, and then the one with no items you can do on casual. You can even do it on. You can do the boss and mid-boss ones on newcomer if you really want. Like I said, this will be our last run for the night, and then we're gonna end it off. I anticipate this will take around about an hour. Oh. And after that, we'll call it a stream. I'm okay with going a little bit longer today, because honestly, I don't really have anything else to do. After this, we do have one more, like, full run of the game. We have 2 more full runs of the game after this. Since we also have to beat, the game on superhero mode, and then we also have to beat the game, we have to beat the game in under an hour on normal mode. That's definitely, the superhero mode one won't be too hard. The normal run without, normal mode without using, in under 60 minutes, that is actually going to be pretty difficult. That might take me a few tries. But like I said, we'll worry about that on the next few streams. Yeah, we don't really need bolts because we're not going to the shop. Alright, I gotta remember to use the buster for all these bosses. You can use the gears, but you don't have to. Whoops. Yeah, just make sure you don't use the special weapons. You can totally use the gears if you want. Right. This guy's pretty easy though, so I'll just spam. Alright. Oops. There we go. Here. Out. What I might do is I might try to go for the, that one achievement with, where you go through, Acid Man stage without letting an acid pool change, since we'll have Block Dropper. And I'll probably also go for the Fuse Man one as well. Alright, we're not gonna grab that W tank since we can't use any items on this run. We'll basically be using we'll basically be doing a buster only run at this point. I might use some special weapons, like occasionally, but for the most part, it's going to be buster only. I have done a buster only run of this game before. It's pretty fun. Not on superhero, obviously, but on like normal or casual, it's pretty fun. Here. Yeah, you can see now why I prefer Tundra Man stage first. It's a little bit easier with, to do this one first, just in general. Oh, one other thing the lower difficulties do is they actually, they increase the amount of checkpoints. So, a common complaint of this game is there aren't enough checkpoints. And I'll show you right now, basically. Yeah, as you can see, we respawn here instead of all the way back at the midpoint of the stage. And in newcomer mode, there's like one every screen. So, if you're really struggling, that can be useful. Oh, I don't want to grab that E-Tank. Like I said, I don't want to grab any E-Tanks because I'm not going to be using them. Yeah, the stage-related achievements are very fun to grab. We didn't get all of them on our first run, but we got the majority of them. I think we still have the ones in Acid and Fuses. Alright, so now we gotta beat Tundra Man using only the Buster. Oops. This won't be too hard, though. Yeah, Tundra Man's a good boss to do first, because he's not that hard with the Buster. I honestly think Tundra's easier to do with the Buster. Whoops. There we go. Like I said, you can use the gears, just don't use special weapons. As long as you don't use special weapons, you're good. 1 down, 7 to go. Alright, and obviously I'll just skip past all these since we've already seen this. Alright, and it doesn't really matter what order we go in, but whatever, we'll go in the same order I usually do. Because we're not really using any of the special weapons. I might use Thunderstorm occasionally in the stage here, to be fair, because if I'm getting close to death with the, like if I'm close to being killed by the instant death fire, I will definitely use that. This is probably the hardest stage in a speedrun, so if you can get past this stage, you're probably fine. Bounce Man stage is annoying, but I wouldn't call it difficult. Ah. Usually I can jump over those guys, but sometimes I do get caught at the end. That. Right. You got Boss Buster on normal? There you go. I believe I also got it on normal, because I did do a normal mode Buster only run a little while back. It was pretty fun. Buster only challenges are enjoyable. They really are. They're not like the only way to play Mega Man. Like, obviously, Mega Man was designed for you to use the special weapons. But they're a good challenge for veteran players. Alright, there we go. Now we gotta defeat Sparky with just the Buster. Gotta be careful because he can be a little bit challenging. Yeah, anyways, now you just hammer on them. Oops. Yeah, now the other enemies start spawning because we didn't kill them in time. Oops. Yeah, I guess you'll be able to see some of the boss's other attacks now that we're not killing them in 10 seconds. Which is nice, I guess. There we go. Going. You can push these guys back with just the Buster, but obviously it's faster if you use Pile Driver. Okay, here. Definitely using the speed gear here, because that part can trip me up sometimes. It doesn't always trip me up, but I've definitely died there more times than I care to admit. But yeah, as you can see, the enemies do less damage and there's more checkpoints, which is basically what casual mode does. Yo, jump off that mash burner. Okay. Watch out for that, forget that stupid owl's name, but yeah, watch out for the owl. There is an achievement for... Oh, great. Can't see a damn thing. There is an achievement for getting past a level without taking any damage. You only have to do one level. It's not like Mr. Perfect in Mega Man's 9 and 10 where you gotta do the whole game. But don't worry, there's an easy way to cheese that achievement. We'll get to that. We'll probably do it next time. Yeah. Remember, up, down, up. To get past these parts without killing the Tate Toppins. Alright, now we got Torchman. We'll have to fight him Buster only.
Perhaps you will be a challenge. Torch Jutsu, the flaming fist.
Alright, here we go. Torchman's a lot harder if you don't use the Buster, but he's not the most difficult. He's really hard on Superhero because his attacks do a crap ton of damage. But on Casual, he's not that hard. Yeah, the main thing about Torchman is that he has a lot of invincibility frames, which you have to keep in mind. There you go. So just watch out for his invincibility. Oh, but be careful. Alright, now he's gonna use his power gear move. Whoops. Alright, watch out. Alright, almost got him. Oops. Right. A little bit scared. Alright, gotta be careful. Yeah, as you can see, Torchman's a lot harder without the thunderstorm, but he's not super difficult. Oh, dang it. Alright, gotta wait for him to do this attack. Alright, watch out. Oh, whoops. There we go. You found Acid Stage easier for Go Blue or Go Home? Oh yeah, that's the achievement you get for beating a stage without taking damage. I would say Acid or Block is probably the best one. I think that when I did it on Switch, I think I did Block stage, but honestly, you can do it for any of the 8 Robot Master levels. Can't do it for the Gear Fortress levels though, since it won't earn you the achievement. Alright, next up is Blast Man. Alright. Alright. So yeah, the extra checkpoints are very useful for doing achievements like this. Here. I'll definitely be using all the special weapons again once I reach the Gear Fortress levels. But for now, I'm gonna mostly just stick to the Buster. Oops, didn't mean to do that. There we go. Oops, messed that one up. Nice. Alright. You did it on Tundra? Tundra's a good one too. Like I said, you can honestly do it for any of the 8 Robot Masters. Probably the hardest one is Torch, because there's a lot of enemies, but you can do it for any of them, really. So. Alright, now we got Thrill Twins. These guys can be annoying Buster only, because it takes a while. Yeah, Thrill Twins Buster only is not hard, it just takes a while because you have to wait until you can shoot the actual Thrill Twins. Which can be a little bit of a slog, admittedly. Oops. And then they do this. Here we go. Alright, well one of them's down. Alright, so... Oops. Alright, I'm just gonna wait for them to stop doing that. Okay. Oops. Watch out. There we go. Cool. Yeah, I'll grab that extra life, sure. Feel the explosion. Blastman is so conceited. Got a little bit of an ego. Watch out for that guy. Got the... There we go. Oh! Watch out for the Sniper Joe. Nice. Usually I just damage boost there, honestly, so. Nice. Nice. Alright, this part I probably am actually gonna use something other than the Buster, because this part can be annoying. Yeah, that part I'm definitely using something other than the Buster, because I hate that part. Oh! Come on. Alright, whatever. Like I said, doesn't matter if we use the weapons elsewhere in the stage, we just can't do it at that specific point. Now, this part I'll go fast. Sizzling speed! And coil up here. Ah, crap. And into Blastman. Alright, Blastman Buster only's not too hard, thankfully. Oh. I say as I get my butt kicked. Oh, jeez. Might need to use the speed gear a little bit more. Oh. There we go. Out. Oh, jeez. Almost got him. Oh. What is it? 1, 2 more hits? Come on. There we go. Nice. Alright. 3 down, 5 to go. After that, it's just Gear Fortress levels as per normal, since I don't have to restrict myself to just the special weapons. Alright, we got Chain Blast. Next up is Blockman. Oh, we can get another achievement here as well. There's an, so I'll describe it when we get there. Alright, here we go. Blockman stage. Watch out for the blocks. That was close. Destroy that guy. I'll use the special weapons in these segments, obviously. Oh, don't have a pile driver yet. Shout. Here. Okay. Oh. Oh, whoops. Alright. That kind of failed, but whatever. Alright, now the mid-boss. Oh, whoops. Mid-boss. Oh, can't hit him from over here. There we go. Alright. This is how I normally play this game. A lot faster, as you can see. I mean, I usually play on normal, but like you can tell that I'm playing a little bit faster now that I've shown the main game already. That's what I'm trying to say. Oh, by the way, you can destroy those walls. You also get an achievement for it. You just use Chain Blast on them. Yeah. Very useful. God, I just love how fast you can go in this game. The movement is so fluid, and the levels complement it so well. Easily my favorite part about this game. Block. And you can see the enemies are placed a little bit differently. Now that we're on casual instead of normal. Now we're gonna defeat this guy with the Buster again as well. Same idea. Just be careful about the conveyor belts. Buster. Down. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Destroying those with Chain Blast is so satisfying, I know, right? There we go. Nice. Here. Right there. For the air stones. Don't need to worry about Chain Blast consumption because I'm not gonna be using it on Blockman anyway. Yep. I love those Blockman hieroglyphs. They capture his character perfectly. Here. Here. Whoops. There we go. That's what I wanted to do. Not Chain Blast. That is not what I wanted to do. There we go. I wanted to use Blazing Torch there. Okay. Nice. You can destroy the falling blocks with Rush. In a way, sure. Alright, there we go. Now we destroy Blockman with just the Buster, as we did before, basically. Same fight, just a little bit easier now that we're on casual. Alright, now he goes into his Block Golem. How did I miss that? Ow. Oh, come on. Good. So, dang it. Oh, come on. There we go. Alright, now I just gotta defeat Blockman proper. There we go, got him. Alright, 4 to go. Alright. Now, normally in the weakness chain, you would want to do, Acid Man next, but usually I do Impact Man next. Now that I have the, Rust Jet. There's a really cool, shortcut you can do in Impact Man stage that I want to show off. So we're gonna go to Impact next. And plus, this is the speed running route that I use, so it'll make it even better. Okay. So, oops. Okay. Oh, this level's gonna be so much more fun with Rush Jet. Ah! Oh, there we go. I love to do that trick specifically. But sometimes I mess it up. I was worried I was going to mess it up there. Turns out, didn't need to worry. Oops. Okay. Die, you stupid Pikman. Okay. Yeah, the ultimate charge shot is very, very useful for that phase. That's health. Gives you Thunderstorm there. Here. Oops. Maybe one of these days I will do a true Buster only run. Because it is really fun. I just, like I said, we don't really need to do that at the moment, so. You have 9 lives? Nice. Getting 9 lives always feels like an accomplishment in Mega Man games. Assuming you're not farming for them, obviously. You know, like in the shop or whatever. But like, organically getting 9 lives, man, I always love when that happens. You legitimately feel like a badass. Okay. Whoop! Nice try, Koichiro. Oops. Yeah. Okay. This boss can be very annoying using just the Buster, so this might take me a try or two. I hate doing this boss without the block dropper because you have to wait until he like you have to be very, very precise. Yeah, because his stupid pick thing always. Yeah. His pick thing basically allows him to crap, demolish you pretty quickly. Ah, dang it. So unused to fighting this boss in particular with just the Buster. There we go. You got the boss rush, you can finally use the weapons against these fools, indeed. What do I... Okay, I'm gonna refill Block Dropper. Anyways, hope I can do the cool trick first time, but... Basically, you can use Rush Jet to fly over this. Assuming you don't screw it up. Yeah, you can do this, basically. You can fly over that entire segment. Very useful on speedruns. There. I don't really need to worry about Thunderstorms, because I'm not going to be using it for that much longer anyway. Okay. This part, you just have to wait. Sadly, there's not much I know there's a way you can speed through this faster, but honestly, it's too dangerous and not worth it. I guess I can do this. I'll do that, but I'm not going to do the pile driver method, because that's a little too dangerous for my taste. There we go. Ah! Got hit by the Pickle Man at the last second. Feels bad. Here. That. Don't really need to do this, but it's pretty useful. Got that. Alright, and Buster. Okay. Alright, Impact Man, let's go. By the way, if you want another really good starting place, Impact Man's a good one. Yeah, Impact Man's a really good starting place if you want another one. Because his attacks are pretty predictable. Okay. Alright, now he's gonna use his power gear. This part you just gonna have to dodge. Sadly, you can't really attack Impact Man when he does that. Kind of like Guts Man in that respect. Impact Man does remind me a lot of Guts Man in general. Out. Oh, come on. 2 health left. Whatever. We're not supposed to be going that fast, so whatever. Probably could have 2-cycled him, but what are you gonna do? There we go. Finish him off with a charge shot. I like the Spike best line in Mega Man history. Yeah. Yep, we're both at impact. Alright. Although you're at the boss rush, Ninja, so you're a little bit farther. And by a little bit, I mean like a quarter of the game, basically. Well, there's Pile Driver. Okay, so now we go on to Acid Man stage. Alright, I'll try my best to do the no experiments achievement. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Oh, one thing I can do, actually. Oh, I can't do it yet. There's an achievement that's very easy to get. You just have to, you just have to make sure that, just make sure that you re-enter Impact Man stage. I can get this before the stream ends. If you enter Impact Man stage and use an acid barrier in Acid Man stage, like you enter a pool of acid with it, you get an achievement. I'll do that in a few minutes after we finish the casual run, because that one's really, really easy. Slide! Jump, jump, slide, slide! Anyone remember that from Mega Man 8? Oh, be careful. No. Yeah, you gotta be careful, because you definitely don't want the acid globules to hit the acid. That would be very bad. I guess I could try using, like, Thunderstorm if I run out. Let's see, let me, Okay, watch out. I want some, weapon energy refills, please. Oh, not quite. Whatever. Oh, that's really useful. Oops. No. Sure, I'll grab the extra life, whatever. It's right over there. Now I gotta beat this boss with just the Buster. This boss can be a little bit annoying since it can, kind of deflect damage pretty easily. Oops. Oh, geez, that was close. Yeah, it can deflect a lot of shots, which can make it annoying, but it's whatever. And watch out. There we go. Got it. Alright, let me switch to block dropper over here so I can continue to refresh my weapon ammo. I'm gonna need it. This part, you definitely want to use Pile Driver if possible. Back to block dropper. Out. Oh, give me that. Okay, that was close. I almost messed it up because that one almost touched the acid. Okay. That was close. Oof. Okay. Here. I wish I could touch the spikes and grab that, but sadly that's not how Mega Man works. Here. Meant to slide there. I don't know what happened there. Ah, crap. Well, that's unfortunate. At least you start, at least we're on casual, so you start pretty close to the end. You start pretty close to where you, died. There we go. Oh, I wanted to grab that for block drop for, whatever. Okay, cool. Alright, I think we got the achievement. Alright, we should get it upon entering the door. There we go, got it. Alright, so now we get to be Acid Man while only using the Buster. Oops, didn't mean to jump there. Oh, come on. Alright, watch out for the speed gear. Oops. Yeah, unfortunately, you can't hit him when he's using the speed gear like that. Okay. Up. Okay. Okay. Oh, whoops. Oh, come on. Oh god, this might be a problem. Oh crap, that's bad. Okay, come on. Come on, come on, come on, come on. Got him. Whew, that was a lot closer than it should have been. Acid Man Stages achievement looks like something that's come out from retro achievements. Nah, it's nowhere near retro achievements hard. As long as you have block dropper, it's pretty easy, honestly. But like I said, you really only just need block dropper and you're good. Just do what I just did, basically. 5 words: power, abuse, power gear, thunderstorm. Yeah, pretty much. All right, so after impact or after acid is bounce. No, normally it'd be, you know, acid impact bounce, but I reversed acid and impact to beat that stage quicker. Yeah. Okay. I know there's a way you can like rush jet up there, but I honestly don't know how to do it. And you don't need to for the 1 hour achievement, so. Yeah. Oh, actually, I want to despawn that because if I grab an E-Tank, it... Damn it! Because if I grab an E-Tank, I fail the run, so... Yeah, let's... Oh, come on. Remember, don't grab the E-Tanks. Oh, there's an achievement in this stage too, but we'll grab it next time. You have to defeat all the balloon enemies, basically. But honestly, I'd rather just save that one for next time, since that one is not hard, it just takes a while. And I think, yeah, I don't remember if that one has a difficulty gate, but I remember I did that originally on normal, so... Maybe it doesn't, though, I don't know. Yeah, beating the game without getting game overs isn't too hard. Just make sure that if you actually reach 0 extra lives, that you actually... Oh, come on. Oh, almost got it. Just make sure that if you actually reach 0 extra lives, that you do something about it and don't just try to Hail Mary it, because you'll probably fail. I know I didn't do that in my run, but I've also played this game like 1,000,000 times, so I basically know exactly what parts give me trouble and which parts don't, so... Jump. Alright, this boss can be pretty annoying without the block dropper, but what do you do? Yeah, to break free of the tongue, just make sure that you Okay, just to break free of the tongue, just make sure you mash left and right. That's the best way to break free of that. Acid barrier. So, oh crap. Go. Nice. Whoops, didn't do that right. Oh well. Here. Pile driver. Rush coil. Yeah, remember, acid barrier destroys those things pretty quickly. As Thunderstorm also does a pretty good job. This part I definitely want to use the speed gear for that reason. Oh god. That was close. Way too close. Now for this part, this mid-boss is a little bit trickier, since you can't just stand in one place. This mid-boss is a little bit trickier, since you can't just stand in one place. You just keep spamming the buster, basically. Dang it! Ah, dang it! Come on. There we go, got it. Keep it up, Wolf Ninja, you got this. I know, Wolf Ninja says that he's 3 achievements away from completing the game. Keep it up, man, you got this. I believe in you. That was a little bit too close, honestly. I almost died there. I almost got knocked off into oblivion. There's a shortcut you can take here, by the way, if you use Rush Jet. Sadly, I'm out of it at the moment, so next time. I'll do it next time. Here. Alright. Careful. Yeah, destroying all those balloons is going to be annoying. Actually, upon further reflection, I do want that health. That'll be helpful. Like I said, the Boyarns die in one hit to Thunderstorm. Now I gotta beat Bounce Man without special weapons. There we go. Alright, Bounce Man.
Let's get hopping.
Oops. Oops. Oh, careful. Bounce Man is also a pretty good first pick if your troubles with the boss. Not a good stage to do first, but a great boss to do first, if that makes sense. Because Bounce Man is very, very easy buster only. The stage, though, not so much. The stage is very annoying using only the buster. I almost never do that. Alright, one Robot Master stage left, and then we're on to the Wiley levels. First we get Bounce Ball. Nice. And Fuse Man. Let's go. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna try my best to not get hit by any electric attacks, but if it doesn't happen, I'll just do it next time. I know I failed that in the last run. But like I said, there is a way you can cheese it, so if you're really having trouble, you can find ways to make it easier. Most of this is just taking it slow, honestly, but of course, as you know, I'm not a huge fan of taking it slow. I lost the challenge. Well, okay. Like I said, we'll do it the other way. No big deal. Oops. Dang it. Got a little too hyped up there, I guess. Oh, okay. Well, I would have failed there anyway, so whatever. Oh, fell down. How did that happen? Bounce ball. Thank you. Love this stage's theme. Okay. Oh, nice. Okay. Nice. Oh, watch out. I'm so used to going fast that when I have to go slow, it's often more annoying. Okay. Now I need to use the Buster for this part. Honestly, yeah, I probably shouldn't have attempted it, because bustering this boss makes it very difficult to not get hit by the electricity, so... yeah, we'll do this next time. It's not a hard mid-boss, but doing it without taking damage can be annoying sometimes. Nice, we got mid-boss Buster. What do I... okay, I could use more Bounce Ball. Or Thunderstorm. Did the wrong command, Bounce Ball's that one. Yes. God, I love going fast in this game. It's so much fun. Literally, like, very few games have given me the exhilaration of, like, switching between weapons on a dime like that and just speeding through the levels. It's so much fun. It's hard to describe, but, like, once you master this game's mechanics, it blends together in a beautiful symphony. Like, everything just flows seamlessly, and I love it so much. Okay. Oh, here we go. Fuse Man. This Fuse Man is going to be probably the most annoying boss buster, only because he can often teleport out of reach, which will be annoying, but what do you do? Kind of like the Wiley capsule in some of the Mega Man games. Okay. I'm going to use the speed gear here so I can get some extra hits on him. Okay. So, yeah, that, like right there, I can't really hit him. So, got him. And there's Boss Buster, what we get for beating all the bosses in a row. Alright, now we just got the Gear Fortress levels and we're good. Nice. Yep, Scramble Thunder. Go. Skip the cutscene. And on to Gear Fortress. Now we use all the special weapons. You can skip the majority of the cutscenes in this game, which is great for speedrunning. It's kind of funny when you use Pile Driver on Fuse, he'll wait for you to finish the attack. Yeah, exactly. Alright, four Gear Fortress levels, then we're done. Oops. Like I said, now we can use all our special weapons everywhere. Don't have to worry about that anymore. Any of you guys watch Magnus Zero by any chance? I would love to see Magnus Zero do a special weapon only run of Mega Man 11. I know he did a special weapon only run of Mega Man X4 recently, and it was really cool. I really enjoyed that. But Magnus, if you watch this, special weapon only run of 11 would be S tier. I might do that myself, honestly. That sounds like fun. Oh, careful. Get past the barrier here. Yeah, that would be fun, exactly. Yeah. Alright, now I'll show you how I normally do these. Like that. That's how I normally get past the Yoku Blocks segments. You don't even need to use them. Go. Oh, be careful. We'll take the extra life, sure. Acid barrier. Okay, watch out for the small platforms. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Oh, crap. I might have screwed myself, honestly. Okay, that was my fault. I shouldn't have jumped on that platform that early. At least I respawn here. That one was entirely my fault. I was going too fast and forgot to stop for a second and refill my acid barrier. Magnus Zero getting back with the classic series content would be great. Yeah, I know, right? I remember I watched his videos of him doing Mr. Perfect in Mega Man 10. He used Proto Man, which was really cool. Magnus, if you see this, seriously, I would love to see you do more classic series content. I know it's not like as much of your forte as Zero, especially in X, or ZX as well. But if you do, I would definitely watch, and I'm sure many others would. But seriously, if you guys really like Mega Man content, please do check out Magnus Zero. He is one of the best Mega Man players ever, period. Same with, if we're shouting out other Mega Man content creators, also highly recommend checking out Mega Quint. He does a lot of really cool YouTube videos, doing playthroughs. I think he's trying to live stream every Mega Man game in a row, which is impressive. Shadowrock ZX is excellent. I was on a discussion with him about Blaster Master 03. He covers a lot of Mega Man and Inti creates content. If you like Mega Man content, check him out. The folks over at Good Vibes Gaming are also rad. Ash Paulson knows quite a lot about Mega Man, and I was on Today's News Tonight once, which is their news show. And like I said, if any Mega Man news comes up, love to return. But yeah, seriously, these are just some of the Mega Man content creators I recommend watching. Those guys are all awesome. Hey. By the way, this is a quick way of defeating Yellow Devil. Very useful on Dr. Light's trial, especially. Yeah, you basically have enough ammo to miss once. I'm trying to think if there's any other Mega Man content creators I want to shout out. No, I think that's about everyone. If anyone has any other content creators, leave them in the chat, and I'll read them over. There's a lot of great Mega Man content creators. Oh, Reploid Revo is another one. Makes a lot of good Mega Man lore videos. Highly recommend watching his content if you want some lore videos. And even though he doesn't stream super often, fellow R Mega Man admin Rhythm also is really cool. He streamed a couple of Mega Man games himself. So, definitely check him out. Oh yeah, of course! I'm stupid. How the hell did I forget them? Mike Kenyon is another really good content creator. Mostly focuses on the Zero and ZX series. Very, very skilled as well and knowledgeable. Meta X as well. Definitely people you should check out. Also regulars on our Mega Man. Okay. Oh, no, that's not right. Hold on. There we go. I always seem to mess up that jump sometimes. Whatever. Okay. Oh, wait, I want that. Ah, damn it! Off by a pixel. Okay. Go. Oh, thank you. Oh, up here. Thank you. I'm gonna do it on bounce ball, alright, because I definitely need that for the, oh, there was one, there we go, pile driver. I was like, there's definitely a, weapon I don't have that much of. There we go. Okay, Chain Blast, not, Thunderstorm. Wrong weapon there. So. Love how fluid this game is. Look at this sizzling speed, man. Again, please, for the love of God, play this game. I am begging you. This game is so good. Oops. Please play this game. Let's not forget about 112. That's me, though. You already know who I am. If you don't know who I am, I'd be a little concerned, because I'd be questioning why you're watching me in the first place. Considering that's what's on your screen right now. Unless you're, like, you know, listening to me in the background, which is totally valid, too, obviously. I am so stupid. I really, really should have seen that coming. Whoops. Whoops. Alright, no big deal. Give me a second to focus on this, because obviously I missed that last jump, and that was the death of me. Stupid skull rollers. Okay. Here. Oh, no. Don't get caught in the level geometry. There we go. Alright, and modern. Alright, you guys know the drill at this point. Bounce ball. Oops. Almost got him. Nope. Almost did that no damage. Just messed up at the very end there. I don't know where I am, and I don't know who I am. I just know that I need to watch 112. If you have amnesia, get that sorted out first. But I appreciate you all being here, seriously. It means the world to me. Honestly, whether there's one viewer or 20, the fact that anyone is here really means a lot. Seriously, I know a lot of people care a lot about view count, but honestly, even if there's just one person, that means a lot. Because it means that there's someone out there who's, like, you know, enjoys the Mega Man content I create. And other stuff too, obviously, but mostly Mega Man. Absolutely, like I said, very happy you all are here. Alright. Now we got the boss rush. This time I can destroy you with the special weapons. Because now I don't need to worry about this. Watch as I perform my latest trick. Wait for it. Blockus Disappearus. Watch in amazement as I make Acid Man disappear using only a set of bricks. Cossack Trumpet boss rush time. Oh, I love that emote so much. Man, the R Mega Man emotes are so good. Shout outs to all the artists who created the emote stuff. Seriously, you all rock. I want to say that one was Rhythm, if I remember correctly. It was either Rhythm or M-Load. I honestly can't remember.
Perhaps you will be a challenge.
Alright, so we got Blockus Disappearus, Sparkus Disappearus. Now we're gonna have, I don't know. Isis Disappearus? I guess Isis Disappearus. Maybe Stormus Disappearus? I don't know. Something like that. My favorite is Skull for Gore. Yeah, that's one of our newest ones. That one is funny. Now we have Rubberus Disappearus? Ballless I guess Ballless Disappearus would make a little more sense. There we go. With a Maiden and Emlo Druid. Gotcha. That's what I thought. Here. Now we have, Torches Disappearus. Torches. There. Oh. Oh crap, I'm actually out of Blazing Torch, whoops. There we go. Could have done that fight a little bit better, but whatever. Alright. Here, we got Blastus Disappearus. Or actually, Bombus Disappearus would be the correct term in this one. Oops. I was hoping you would jump there, but whatever. There we go. Come on, transform. There we go. Oh, what? How am I missing? Come on. Well, I guess this is a good opportunity to use the final charge shot. For those who don't know, if you charge up your Buster all the way, you can do this. Oh, and there's an achievement for it. I forgot about that too. Yeah, if you activate Power Gear, then charge it for the entire length of the meter, you can do the final charge shot. It's a very powerful move, but you can't charge your... I mean, you can charge your Buster, but you can't use the gears for longer. Now we got Acidus Disappearus. Okay. This part you just spam. Alright. Yep, this part you just gotta dodge it, really. Down. Oh, whoops. There we go. Alright, one more. Should be able to finish this with just under 4 hours. Just under the 4-hour mark. In terms of the whole stream, because we're almost at the end. Alright, now we got Spikus Disappearus.
Let's get hopping.
Here's the Power Gear. As you can see, it kills Bounce Man quicker, but if you miss, you're pretty screwed. So I generally just use the Speed Gear there instead of the Power Gear. Just a personal preference, that's all. Alright, final level. You can't get past room 8. I would say for Dr. Light's trial, look up guides for it. That's my best guess. Actually, Wolf Ninja, are we friends on the Switch? If we are, you can totally watch my replay, because you should be able to see my replay. I posted it to the internet, so if you connect to the internet, you can go to your friends list and just watch my replay on Switch. If that's what you're aiming for. Alright, now we got waiting the level. Yeah, like I said, you can totally watch my replay, that's fine. Put it up there for a reason. It's not like the fastest replay or whatever, but it's the replay. It's a good replay if you want to just beat the mode, which is what a lot of us want to do. You don't need 11 on Switch to do that, right? You do, unfortunately, because the leaderboards are not cross platforms. So you would need to have the Switch version. If you're playing on Steam, you can wait until I do it on Steam, but yeah, if you're doing this, if you're doing it on like PS4 or Xbox One, I'm sorry.
No mercy, Mega Man.
Alright, Wiley, just get the hell out of here. Alright. Just die. There we go. Look at how quickly you can end Wiley. It's honestly hilarious. Oh, on PS4? Yeah, I'm sorry then. You can't watch my replay because it's not cross-platform. But, like I said, I would say look up guides at that point. Because guides are pretty good. Hold on. Come on, Wiley. Can I not miss? Ah, I keep missing that. That's annoying. Alright, yeah, and then if this happens, I would just say use Block Dropper here. It doesn't do that much damage, but you're pretty much guaranteed to hit him. Yeah, like that. There we go. Block Drop, I think technically Scramble Thunder does more damage, but it's much easier to hit him with Block Dropper. Alright, we should get the achievement in a minute. Yeah, skip past the ending. Thanks for playing. And there's the achievement, nice. Wiley Deletus? Exactly. So there we go. Mega Man 11 without any upgrades and also beating all the bosses and mid-bosses with just the Buster. There we go. Anyways, that's going to do it for this stream of Let's Play Mega Man 11. To recap on the achievements we just got, we got, let me see, we got Demolition Man, No Experiments, Mid-Boss Buster, Boss Buster, Firing at Max Power, and Can't Improve on Perfection. In total, we now have 35 of the 50 achievements, meaning we are over halfway there. That is awesome. 112 is truly gaming now, Cossack Trumpet. Exactly. So, with that in mind, thank you all so much for stopping by. I'm going to quit out of the game for now. And like I said, thank you all so much for stopping by. We're going to do a raid. We're going to see who's streaming and raid him. And next time on Let's Play Mega Man 11, we'll probably do a lot of the miscellaneous achievements, the stuff we didn't get. We'll also do Mega Man 11 on Superhero Mode, which is definitely going to be quite the challenge. And we'll see where we go from there. So first up, let me see who is streaming at the moment. Oops, sorry. Let's see. Where is that? Hold on a second. Okay. We got Shellshock Primus playing Monster Hunter Rise. He was here earlier. We have... okay, MMG Mike is not streaming. Who else is? We got Hito Retro Gaming playing Among Us. That's very sus. We got Shad playing Monster Hunter Rise. Shad JV, to be specific. Let me check a few of my other friends. If not, I'm honestly totally cool with raiding someone who just really likes Mega Man. Like, if you guys want me to raid a Mega Man streamer, I'm totally cool with that. Get on my level, I'm 47 out of 50, and Bartolomeo is 48 out of 50. Well, hold on. I already have 50 out of 50 on Switch. I'm only doing this again because I want to show you guys how awesome this game is. I already have 50 of 50. We've been through this before. I have the Gear Master role in the our Mega Man Discord server and everything. Alright, so do you guys want me to raid one of my friends? Or honestly, do you guys want me to raid another Mega Man streamer? I'm totally cool with either. I'll leave it up to you all. A bogus imposter sus, yeah. If I don't see it, no happen. I have a screenshot of it on my Twitter page. I can go grab it and post it in the R Mega Man server. I totally have it. I've done all the achievements already on Switch. Gear Master is an illusion. I never saw it. The entirety of the R Mega Man server disliked that. Literally the entire server. Alright, let me see who actually is streaming at the moment. I'm gonna check the page for Mega Man. Hold on. I'm down for either though, since you only have 16% left. Fair enough. Alright. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Let's see. We got Okami Hylia playing Little Nightmares 2. That's a really good game. Okami Hylia is a great streamer. I don't want to raid her at the moment because I actually don't want to spoil myself for Little Nightmares 2. But do check out Okami Hylia. Good streamer. I don't want to spoil myself because I do want to play Little Nightmares 2 at some point. The original game was awesome. Wow, I am literally the only person streaming Mega Man 11 at the moment. That's very interesting. Right, is anyone else streaming any Mega Man game? We got someone streaming Mega Man X. We got Mega Man Maker. Got a couple people streaming X. We don't have any... Oh, we got someone doing a first playthrough of Mega Man X. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't see anyone doing Mega Man Classic. Let's see who's playing Zero, if anyone. We got one person playing 01. Is anyone playing ZX? No one's playing ZX. Yeah. Alright, so we're gonna raid this guy who is playing Mega Man X, I believe, for the first time. Let me bring him up again. Yes, Mega Man X first playthrough. So we're going to be rating Alex Bravo 49. Let me just get his name down correctly. Cool. Alright, ZX is abandoned. It's not abandoned, it's just, we're also, like, stopping the stream at a very weird time. Like, most streamers go longer than this, but honestly, I tend to call it quits after 4 hours. Sometimes I'll go 5 hours, but it's pretty rare. I think the only 2 times I've gone 5 hours were the last Mega Man X Legacy Collection 2 stream and the previous stream where we did Destroyer Mode in Blaster Master Zero. I think those are the only 2 times I've gone longer than 4 hours. But yeah, again, thank you all so much for joining me on the first episode of Let's Play Mega Man 11. Honestly, I'm gonna be completely real with you guys. This has been my favorite Twitch stream I've ever done. I'm not joking. I had that much fun. So, thank you all so much for everyone who just stopped by. Even if you were just lurking, I heavily appreciate it. And next time on Let's Play Mega Man 11, we'll be taking on the game on the hardest difficulty, Superhero Mode, and cleaning up some of the other miscellaneous achievements. Thank you all so much for watching. And I'm 112, signing out for now. See you all later. Have a good night, everyone. Oh, and one more thing. Rock on and fight for everlasting peace.
Himself